Every day's a battle, feels like I'm up to three, but I won't give in. Won't let life bring me down. Gonna keep on fighting till I turn it all around. Ain't gotta nickel, ain't gotta die. Living on hope in these tough times, struggling to make it, but I'm gonna climb. Ain't got a nickel, ain't gotta die. Through the darkest nights and the longest days, I'll keep pushing forward, finding my own ways. Though the road is rough and the journey's long, I'll keep on singing my hopeful song. Oh, oh, living on hope in these tough times, struggling to make it, but I'm gonna climb. Ain't got a nickel, ain't got a dime. Oh, no, ain't got a dime. Oh, no. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 ain't got a dime. Living on hope in these tough times, struggling to make it, but I'm gonna climb. Ain't got a nickel, well, let me tell you about my baby. She's a boogaloo queen. With her funky moves, she's the coolest thing I've seen. When she hits the dance floor, everybody stops to stare. 'Cause when she starts grooving, there ain't nobody else there. You're my boogaloo, baby. You're my rhythm and my rhyme. When you move your hips, you're dancing in time. You're my boogaloo, darling. You're my sweet melody. With you by my side, I'm feeling so free. She's got sass, she's got soul, she's got that boogaloo vibe. When she hits the floor, she sets the room on fire. With a twist and shout, she steals the show. She's the queen of the dance floor. Don't you know? You're my boogaloo, baby. You're my rhythm and my rhyme. When you move your hips, you're dancing in time. You're my boogaloo, darling. You're my sweet melody. With you by my side, I'm feeling so free. So come on, baby, let's dance the night away. To the beat of our hearts in the boogaloo way. We'll twist and we'll turn, we'll groove and we'll sway. In each other's arms forever we'll stay. You're my boogaloo, baby. You're my rhythm and my rhyme. When you move your hips, you're dancing in time. You're my boogaloo, darling. You're my sweet melody. With you by my side, I'm feeling so free. my boogaloo queen. In her arms I found my sweetest dream. With a funky move she stole my heart. You're my boogaloo, baby. Never gonna part. Now baby, won't you come on over here? Got something to tell you, whisper in your ear. Got that feeling deep down in my soul. When you're around, girl, I lose control. Put your wig hat on, baby, let's groove all night. We'll dance till the morning light. Put your wig hat on, darling, don't be shy. We'll make sweet love, just you and I. Your eyes sparkle like the stars above. When you smile, girl, you light me up with love. Ain't no place I'd rather be than right here, baby, you and me. So come on, baby, take my hand. Let's move to the rhythm of the band. We'll sway and we'll sway, oh so fine. In each other's arms, girl, you'll be mine. Put your wig hat on, baby, let's groove all night. We'll dance till the morning light. Put your wig hat on, darling, don't be shy. We'll make sweet love, just you and I. Your eyes sparkle like the stars above. When you smile, girl, you light me up with love. Ain't no place I'd rather be than right here, baby, you and me. So come on, baby, take my hand. Let's move to the rhythm of the band. We'll sway and we'll sway, oh so fine. In each other's arms, girl, you'll be mine. So let's keep this feeling going strong. With you by my side, I can't go wrong. Put your wig hat on, baby, let's fly. Together forever, you
All right, that was all this is from Suno AI. This stuff is from a guy named Soul_Diego on Suno AI. I'm learning. Okay, you can't claim shit if it was fucking generated by AI. You don't suck my dick. But I have some stuff that I generated on here. I think I made this one for Race Car.
He's to the tracks, pedal to the floor, thinking he's the best, thinking he's got more, but he's racing blind, doesn't see the signs. Kentucky's the only place where true bourbon lies.
I forgot I fucking made this.
Redemption's his goal, victory's dream, but he's missing the mark, can't see what it means. Ignorance is bliss, he's chasing his fate. Kentucky's the home where bourbon's truly great. Oh, he's a dummy, racing blind, doesn't know that true bourbon's hard to find. Kentucky's the place
I don't think I told it to make some Christian butt rock, but
racing in haste.
I definitely told it that Kentucky's where bourbon comes from, though. Oh shit. Okay, hold on, I got another one of these. So I made this like right before I fucking started the stream. I thought it actually turned out okay. Yeah, this thing is getting better. I made this song that we just heard like probably 6 months to a year ago. It's only a minute and a half long. They're giving you a lot more leeway now. It'll generate like a 3-4 minute song. Just based off of a simple prompt. So here's a good one for Memorial Day.
Boots in the dirt, blood on the sand. They gave their all for this free land. Echoes of courage across the night. Fight for freedom with all their might. Raise your hands for the ones who bled. Honor the fallen, the tears we've shed. Freedom's price carved in stone. Never forget them, never alone. Flags that have mass shadows fall. A debt we owe, we can't repay it all. Through the fire they stood their ground. In their silence, freedom sound. Raise your hands for the ones who bled. Honor the fallen, the tears we've shed. Freedom's price carved in stone. Never forget them, never alone. Thunder roars, the cannon scream. They lived and died for this shared dream. We stand because they stood so tall. Grateful hearts were never alone. Raise your hands for the ones who bled. Honor the fallen, the tears we've shed. Freedom's price carved in stone. Never forget them, never alone. I'm never alone. Thunder roars, the cannon scream. They lived and died for this shared dream. We stand because they stood so tall. Grateful hearts remember it all. Raise your hands for the ones who bled. Honor the fallen, the tears we've shed. Freedom's price carved in stone. Never forget them, never alone. Never alone. Never alone. Never alone. I'm never alone.
Okay. That was cool. I thought that was pretty cool. I spent all of fucking 15 seconds making that song. How do you like me now? Kiss my ass, YouTube. Take a copyright in a second. All right, how y'all doing tonight? What did you say a minute ago, Fire? Some say freedom is free, but I tend to disagree. Oh my God, ain't that the fucking truth? You said every Baskin Robbins is also Dunkin's now, and I don't know how to feel about that. Every A&W restaurant became a Long John Silver's too. They started splitting Long John Silver's and A&W. I'm like, what in the hell? How do you cook fish and cheeseburgers in the same kitchen? But just something they do to smash stores together to try to save them when they're both failing, you know. Anyway. Yeah, man. That's the cadence you were thinking of. Yeah. Is that the whole thing, or is there more to it? No, I haven't heard that one. I don't think so. Let me see if I can find it. Nope, I need that tab. I would like to keep most of these, but we can make a new one. What do you know? They're endless. And I can turn the camera back on. Let me do that. Posting in music. Yeah, that'll work. No, that's fine. I don't mind the cadence, especially today. Because that's what I was going to focus on with my opening content while we wait for folks to file in. But whoever's available anyway. Most people are probably with their families. That'll be okay. It's the Coca-Cola 600 going on right now. I was watching a little bit of it, but you know, we get like fucking 3 races at Charlotte a year. I'm I'm not even worried about it. The Coca-Cola 600 is probably the longest of all of them. So we could sit here for the next 3 hours watching a NASCAR race if you want to. But I figured nobody would really want to do that. As soon as I start talking into the camera, the dog starts whining. Swear to my time. Some say freedom is... How does that work anyway? Some say freedom is free, but I tend to disagree. I say freedom is won through the barrel of a gun. Had a brother in Iraq. He didn't come back. Ask, why, oh, why do soldiers gotta die? I really wish we had a good reason, but we usually don't. All right, here's that song. Say, I'm trying to figure out how it would work, but I'm not seeing it.
Some say freedom is free. Some say freedom is free.
That makes sense.
But I tend to disagree. I say freedom is won. I say freedom is won. By the barrel of a gun. By the barrel of a gun. Had a brother in Iraq. Had a brother in Iraq. He never made it back. He never made it back. I ask why, tell me why. I ask why, tell me why. Do our soldiers have to die? Do our soldiers have to die? Some say freedom is free. Some say freedom is free. But I tend to disagree. But I tend to disagree. I say freedom is won. I say freedom is won. By the barrel of a gun. By the barrel of a gun. Daddy died in Vietnam. Daddy died in Vietnam. He was killed at Khe Sanh. He was killed at Khe Sanh. I ask why, tell me why. I ask why, tell me why. Do our soldiers have to die? Do our soldiers have to die? Some say freedom is free. Some say freedom is free. But I tend to disagree. But I tend to disagree. I say freedom is won. I say freedom is won. By the barrel of a gun. By the barrel of a gun.
That was good, man. I like that. Very apropos. But I will say this, I probably will get copyright struck for that. This guy has 700 subscribers, 700,000 subscribers, 200,000 views on the video. He's a verified music producer. His name is Jonathan, which is cool. My cousin's name is Jonathan. He was in Iraq. MP. Worked on the prison at Ramadi. Some funny stories, some not so funny. But he did make it back. Thank God. So many people didn't. So many people didn't. That's really what it's about. That's really what it's about. It's all right. It's all right. You know, like I say, when they fucking hit me with that, it's like it doesn't usually have an impact on the channel because I'm not monetized anyway. So I just think it's probably bad for my standing in the algorithm or whatever. That's kind of what I'm fucking trying to balance here. It's like standing on a knife edge sometimes, I'll tell you that. That's okay. I do appreciate it. That was... that's good. I like it. Felt like the timing was a little off at the end, but I do like the message. I do like the cadence. It's good stuff. Hey, Robert Whaley. It's good to see you, man. Might have left us. So it's just a couple of things that I wanted to look at real quick, just to, I don't know, sort of drive home the meaning of the thing. Yeah, I guess this is a good one to fucking go into. How we think about that. So, if you don't know who Jocko Willink is, I believe he was a Navy SEAL. Special forces of some kind. Got out of the military and became a motivational speaker and a book writer and ran a podcast for a little while. I was enamored with it for a long time. But truly soldier to soldier, a man's man kind of person.
In a country that most people would struggle to find on a map, in a compound that few possess the courage to enter, men from my previous life took the fight to our enemy. In that compound, they found men.
Honestly, it's the audio of this that's important, but I should at least show you this. I think that this imagery is not exactly related to what he's talking about, but
that pray 5 times a day for your destruction. Those praying men don't know me, they don't know you, and they don't know America.
Hear, hear.
They don't understand our compassion, our freedoms, and our tolerance. I know it may seem as if some of those things are currently missing, but they remain at our core and always will. Those men don't care about your religious beliefs. They don't care about your political opinions. They don't care if you sit on the left or the right, liberal or conservative, pacifist or warrior. They don't care how much you believe in diversity, equality, or freedom of speech. They don't care. I'm sorry you've never felt the alarm bells ringing in your body, the combination of fear and adrenaline as you move towards the fight instead of running from it. I'm sorry you've never heard someone cry out for help or cried out for help yourself, relying on the courage of others to bring you home. I'm sorry you've never tasted the salt from your own tears as you stand at flag-draped coffins burying men you were humbled to call your friends. I don't wish those experiences on you.
Probably the hardest thing I ever did was greeting the fallen when they came home. Flag draped coffins coming off of a C-17. It's not a parade kind of situation. Only the families are there, and the few of us that are off duty at the time to, stand in solidarity with them as the remains of their loved ones are received. It's pretty rough.
But I do wish you had them. If you had them, it would change the way you act. It would change the way you value. It would change the way you appreciate. You would become quick to open your eyes and slow to open your mouth. Most will never understand the sacrifice required to keep evil men like those from that distant compound away from our doorstep. But it would not hurt you to try and understand. It would not hurt you to take a moment To think of the relentless drain on family, friends, and loved ones that are left behind. Sometimes for weeks, sometimes for months, sometimes for years, sometimes forever. Ideas are not protected by words. Paper and ink may outline the foundation and principles of this nation, but it is blood, only blood, that protects it.
So much of it, too.
In that dusty
Fucking
compound,
rivers.
a man you have never met gave everything he had so that you have the freedom to think, speak, and act however you choose. He went there for all of us, whether you loved or hated what he stood for. He went there to preserve the opportunity and privilege to believe, to be, and to become what we want.
I paused it because that's Command Sergeant Major. That's the highest enlisted rank you can achieve at a particular station. What an honor. But yeah, that's the highest enlisted rank achievable in the Marine Corps, aside from Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps. And this on his shirt, on his sleeve,
What we want.
is years spent as a drill instructor. I'm pretty sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years as a drill instructor at Paris fucking Island. Or Camp Lejeune. I'm not sure what the other one was. There's a couple of those. There's another one back there. It's a first shirt. Good Lord. Whose funeral was this? That's honor. That's just. There's so much fucking stuff with the military. I'm sorry.
To be and to become what we want. This country, every single person living inside of its borders and under the banner of its flag, owe that man. We owe that man everything. We owe him the respect that his sacrifice deserves. Saying thank you is not enough. We send our best and lose them in the fight against the worst evil this world has to offer. If you want to respect and honor their sacrifice, it needs to be more than words. You have to live it. Take a minute and look around. Soak it in. All of it. The good, the bad, and the ugly. You have the choice every day as to which category you want to be in which direction you want to move. You have that choice because the best among us, the best we ever had to offer, fought and bled and died for it.
Here. That's why we go out. That's why we have hot dog, hamburger parties, and appreciate our time with our family. Is to acknowledge the sacrifice and what it was for. That's freedom to be who we are. I take pride in that. I take pride in having that Air Force uniform hanging up in my fucking closet, even though it does only have 3 measly stripes on it. Because I was part of something bigger for a little while. Something that means everything. It means everything. It is everything. One more, then we'll be done. And we can move on to happier things. This will be a little lighter, I think. I hope. I think I remember this.
I received in the name of our country the bodies of 4 Marines who had died while on active duty. I said then that there is a special sadness that accompanies the death of servicemen, for we're never quite good enough to them. Not really, we can't be, because what they gave us is beyond our powers to repay. And so when a serviceman dies, it's a tear in the fabric, a break in the whole, and all we can do is remember. It is, in a way, an odd thing to honor those who died in defense of our country.
This guy's a 4-star Marine Corps general presenting the flag. So that's even worse. it's even more honorable. It's an even more sacrifice for the military itself. You know what I mean? I don't know. You don't have a 4-star general or, a command sergeant major coming down and doing every single funeral. Occasionally. But not every single time.
In defense of us, in wars far away, the imagination plays a trick. We see these soldiers in our mind as old and wise. We see them as something like the founding fathers, grave and gray-haired. But most of them were boys when they died, and they gave up 2 lives, the one they were living and the one they would have lived. When they died, they gave up their chance to be husbands and fathers and grandfathers. They gave up their chance to be revered old men. They gave up everything for our country, for us. We owe them a debt we can never repay. All we can do is remember them and what they did and why they had to be brave for us.
Yeah, I think so too, Fair. That's a really good rendition. Okay. Rest in peace, Ronald Reagan. Back when American politics still had some freaking dignity in it. Okay. I'm done being all somber and sad. This is what Memorial Day is really about. Just don't forget that. Like I said, it's why we have hot dogs and hamburgers with our families. That's why we shoot fireworks off and take the day off and try to just enjoy it. It's to remind ourselves what it was that sacrifice was for. It's important to not forget how much of a sacrifice it was. So, here's to the fallen. We'll miss you, and we shall not forget. We owe it to you and to ourselves to maintain the freedoms that you fought so bravely to uphold. We'll do our best. Okay. That's that. So, what's one of our favorite freedoms? It's the freedom of speech. And with the freedom of speech comes the freedom of comedy. And with comedy comes ridiculously stupid gaslighting from people like Alex Stein, which make me fucking crack up laughing. This is from Adam Francisco, who went out with Alex Stein and pretended to be an illegal alien, talking to people on the street, doing man on the street interviews. I was sort of cracking up at this earlier. Trying to, anyway.
Beware of the Pimp on the Blimp. This is the tag team champions of the world.
Pimp on the blimp.
Time 99. We're at Hogan's Hangout.
All right, with that, I'll jump into the Discord.
And he's
You
got
guys
on
want
the
to?
Hulk Hogan belt. By the way, guys, this bar is owned partially by Hulk Hogan. It's got a whole Hulk Hogan theme here, so it's pretty.
This is Hogan's bar.
It is his bar, right? It's a pretty cool spot, and I can't believe I've never been here before.
Guys, Primetime 99 heavyweight champion Hulk Hogan in this house. Eat your vitamins and say your prayers, children.
What's up,
Primetime 99 is coming to lay the
Not much,
smackdown on your
outside.
kid.
It's just enjoying the weather. It's finally nice out here. It was raining like all week, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spring is weird. There's a lot of storms that come through.
yeah. It's kind of just kind of a well, you're Midwest too. It's kind of like a Midwest thing, you know. It's like it's nice one day and it's rainy, and it's 70 degrees one day, and that's it's 17 degrees. That happened once last year.
I think that's strictly a Wisconsin thing. Like,
Oh, no.
it'll be 70 degrees one day and 40 the next around here, but that's about as low as it goes.
Okay, oh really? It never gets below 40 in winter?
Well, in winter it does, yeah, but it doesn't get above 70 in winter either.
Oh no, this happened this happened in winter. It was like 70 one day. It was like the end of winter. It was like the start of March, like it was like 70 one day. It was really nice out. And the next day it was 17 degrees. It was a little crazy, but and
Very
then,
crazy.
of course there was like a tornado somewhere. It's hot and cold. But
Yeah, that'll do it. So did you enjoy your Baskin Robbins?
I did. I even though I didn't get chocolate chip, sadly. But yeah.
Oh, you should have. I would have got it just to fucking troll Biden and say that this stuff is crap. And, make a TikTok. Chocolate chip tastes
mean,
like dirt.
I already think it tastes like crap. I'll eat it still if like it's offered to me, but I'm not gonna buy it myself. I just don't get the point. Like it's chocolate already. You're supposed to add something to complement it. You're not supposed to add the same thing twice. That's just me.
That's true. Do you know who Deanna Troy is?
I can't say I do. No, I can't say I do. No.
It's a character on Star Trek: The Next Generation. I forget the name of the actress who played her. But one of her obsessions is chocolate. She would fucking love chocolate chip. I
Huh.
don't know.
It's just
Like, anytime she was upset, she would go to the replicator and get something chocolate sundae, a chocolate milkshake, whatever.
I still have to watch Star Trek one day because I heard it's pretty good, and I like space stuff generally. I don't like. I tend to prefer like fantasy over sci-fi, but I can enjoy sci-fi in the right circumstance.
I think it's great. It is Gene Roddenberry's idyllic society, though, and is very communist.
I mean, yeah.
But
Like, I think
they-
sci-fi in general kind of has that trend to some degree. Like you kind of tends to be a little more progressive leaning.
It
Usually,
depends.
not always.
So, like
I don't know.
Firefly is a lot more dystopian about it.
Oh yeah. That's kind of like Wild West
Yeah.
sci-fi. I didn't never finish Firefly because if I remember, the episodes came out of order, and I still don't know the correct order to watch them in. But I'll have to watch it one day in order because I heard that was pretty good.
You don't need it. You don't need to watch it in order. It's not entirely necessary. They're pretty good standalone, for the most part.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know I like at least one of the. I think at least it has one actress I like. The like one with the black hair. She's like tiny. She plays in a lot of other stuff too. That's kind of similar, like weird, like kind of future stuff. I forget what her name is. Amy Acker. I think Amy Acker plays in that, right? Or it could be maybe it's
A short black-haired girl? I don't know. I don't think so.
No.
Here, let's take a look. Where is the button? There. My goodness sakes. So, oh well, okay, yeah. There was the fucking whore. I forgot about her, and this girl too. She's a crazy fucking super weapon that the government created. So maybe one of them.
Oh yeah, it's her. It's the super weapon. Yeah, that fits her character.
Okay.
She tends to play like a kind of a like a villain that's not fully a villain. You know, like a more complex villain in most instances.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
I'm not saying that's what she played in that, but that sounds like it might fit that role.
she's just like half victim, half villain. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of curious because there's like one moment where Kaylee's the mechanic. She's the red hair girl, I guess brown hair girl. And she's very timid, right? And so they get into this firefight situation where Kaylee has to hold up a pistol to try to kill somebody, and she doesn't have the balls to do it. She's just scared to death. So she puts the pistol down and cowers behind a fucking corner, and bioweapon girl comes up, grabs it, and kills 3 people with 3 shots. Not even thinking about it. She wasn't even looking. So in that way, she's a bit of a villain. She's a ruthless killer when she absolutely needs to be. And that's her fucking pussy ass brother. He's some kind of bougie fucking doctor guy. The story is it's his sister, right? Yeah. So the family sent her off to some fucking boarding school, and she ended up, because of her extravagant intelligence, getting recruited by the CIA, the equivalent in the universe, and then they started experimenting on her brain, and they totally fucked her up.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's kind of not that, but in another thing I watched, he played like this like hacker character, and not the most very few shows accurately portray coding or hacking. I can't say they portrayed it that well. But they did have a scene where she was like using the terminal, and I appreciated that.
Well, that's a small ask, like let's show
yeah.
Let's show
like,
a terminal on this thing.
The only and she went by her like criminal name was like root, and like after like the root of a computer. I thought that was kind of a fun nod too. But then I think the only show I watched that actually accurately portrays like coding and hacking is probably Mr. Robot, which I never finished. That show kind of confused me, but I heard it's pretty good. I didn't get very far in it. It's kind of like a little like communist in a way.
Yeah, it's very anti-cap. Yeah. That's why I couldn't get into it. It was too anti-cap. But some stuff that is okay. What am I thinking of? What was fun was Hackers, but they were really more about hacking phones, and it was back in the 90s. Something that accurately portrays coding. I mean, you just can't, dude. It's boring to watch somebody fucking code,
Yeah. I remember the scene of Mr. Robot that I thought was funny, where this is like writing some lines that code. It's like, I live for this shit. But that scene worked really well because like the song they use, the music they use in the background, it made it seem a lot cooler than it actually was.
Yeah. That's usually the issue. Coding is an incredibly boring thing to do, though. It's rewarding when you get to the end of it, but getting there is a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, I'm teaching myself. Well, I've learned a little bit of JavaScript, but I'm like taking I paid for like a little it's called a boot camp, but it's like more like just like a kind of thing you subscribe to monthly to do to learn different. I used it to learn some Golang, and now I'm doing a JavaScript class because I don't know, there was this one thing where you could learn to make kind of a program in Golang to search for stuff, and I was struggling with JSON objects, and so I kind of gave up on that temporarily. Now I'm kind of familiarizing myself with JavaScript again.
Well, let me think about this. What's an associative? It's a list in C#. That's essentially what a JSON object is a list.
Yeah, it's kind of like a strut. It reminds me of struts a bit. I guess maybe I just have to. Maybe I should watch a few videos explaining. Not that they're necessarily, but maybe it kind of, you learn by doing, but then sometimes it just you do the wrong thing, and then it looks like you have a million things wrong with something when you just are missing a line, or you're writing one thing wrong, then it looks like you have 23 errors, and then you saying one thing and you have 2, or you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do. It's a fucking nightmare sometimes. But what is it? JavaScript is there's not a lot of rules. So JSON's a very malleable object. I built an entire program inside of a JSON object because there wasn't such a thing as object-oriented JavaScript at the time. So I used a JSON object as like the main class, you know. And then like if you can envision importing things via libraries without like this was without nodes. This is just flat JavaScript, right? So I couldn't import or do any of the object-oriented kind of stuff. So I just built the whole program out as properties of a JSON object, and then like each function was a property of the JSON object. And I'm going to reference back to the self, which there isn't a reference back to the self, so I had to name it and then reference the names. Like it got pretty cumbersome. It's not a good way to do things, but it is possible to build a program as a JSON object. It got complicated though. Then like functions would turn into like whole ass objects and shit with their own properties, and it's like objects within objects within objects kind of thing going on. It was bad. It was not good.
Yeah. Sorry. Huh.
Yeah, this is turning into some super geek shit
Sorry. I guess I became a nerd there for a second. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'll go back.
Yeah, I had fun with it. When Node came around, it was a little daunting at first, like because we didn't have Angular or React or any of those frameworks to make things easier. Like we had to build our own pipelines and our own build systems in order to make Node actually work and make sense. And that was rough. Like I thought navigating a JSON object as a program was rough. Like navigating manual fucking like grunt fueled or what was the other one? Grunt and shit. There was another one. It was like named after a hog or something. I forget. Doesn't matter. None of that shit matters anymore because it's all integrated into these frameworks, into React and Angular and whatnot. That's really where you ought to probably start if you're gonna get into JavaScript. But it makes things so much easier.
Yeah, I just kind of want to learn a little bit because we might work with TypeScript for my project, and also I figured JavaScript and learning some TypeScript would probably just be useful in general, just to have some knowledge of that.
Yeah, I like TypeScript.
Yeah,
It reminds me a lot of C#. It's like if JavaScript was C#, which makes a lot of sense to me because that's when I went to college for. I don't think most JavaScript developers like it. Most JavaScript developers are more like on the Python sort of pipeline, where everything's very malleable and loosely defined.
Yeah, well, yeah, Python and JavaScript, they're not really similar, but they do kind of somewhat remind me of each other. It's just the way they're typed, and I mean, the fact that like they kind of have that weird where it's like inferred typing. It's not like you don't. Yeah, it's like
it's not strict typing. It's it's loose typing.
Yeah, I don't know. Which is like good. I think it's good for learning. Like it's a good language because it's kind of close, especially Python. It's really close to English, like so you kind of figure it out. It also kind of teaches because it has enforced like indenting, so it kind of teaches you to indent your code right. Not that people always do that.
True.
Yeah, so I think that's good. But then I think like if you really want to, especially Python is so slow since it's like
a scripting language.
It's not compiled. It's interpreted. Yeah, interpreted. And JavaScript's interpreted too. So I enjoy faster languages, but JavaScript I figured would be good to use. Like I know one of the members of that one Django project I worked on, he kind of learned some JavaScript to like fix up our project to make it look nice, and we actually ended up having the best design project, and we got like extra points for that. Which I was like, okay, so
That's
like.
cool.
I could at least learn a little bit of JavaScript if I ever want to clean some stuff up, or it's also web development pays really good. Not that I think I'd probably go back in though because I'm more used to that. But anyways, I'll stop talking about this. We could go back to watching this video.
Yeah, it pays really good if you can get into the industry. Good fucking luck.
Yeah, I know it's hard. That's the thing. It's hard to get in. Like I went to my concept degree, and at the time, like if I would have been like a few years older, and if I would have gone a little earlier, I would have came out at the perfect time where everyone was hiring because it was like right after COVID when places started hiring again and everything. But then now it's like really hard to find stuff because everything's so competitive and everyone wants to do CS because like it pays well. So yeah.
Well, not only that, but AI is fucking taking over. Everybody's using AI to write their fucking code, so they can
Well,
spin out. They can spin out
wanna
something
use
that would normally take me
a lot
6
of
months to
companies.
build in fucking 30 minutes. You know?
Yeah, a lot of companies want you to at least understand how to work with AI. Like obviously I could spit out a lot of wrong code too, but they want you to
Uh-huh.
be able to like work with AI so you can be efficient and like correct whatever it has wrong, and then you can like push a lot out quick. So that's another thing. So that's a skill I haven't really mastered because like a lot of my school projects they didn't really want you working with AI, and I've used AI a little bit, but then like sometimes I just like I sometimes I ask sometimes I ask them to do something simple and it spits out like a whole like 3, 4 classes of like different class pages of code. I'm like, I didn't need all this. I just needed like one function.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's just like sometimes it overcomplicates things too.
that's the problem right there. So then when it comes time for you to fix it, you're gonna have to ask the AI how to fix it because it was more complicated than you wanted it to be in the first fucking place. That's my fear. We're writing ourselves out of the fucking equation. It's just gonna turn into the holodeck, you know? I mean, that's what computer programming is gonna become. This computer
Agent
make me this
Smith will
thing,
be
you know?
yeah, Agent Smith will be the only programmer out there,
Yeah.
in the Matrix.
And then the art that's coming. You see this fucking Google VO fucking shit where it's like, write
Yeah,
us a
well, like
prompt that makes us happy. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? We were talking about that the
yeah,
other night.
I've used AI for like to make thumbnails and stuff and like little stuff for videos before, and like it's kind of wild. And now like it look really realistic too. Like, but one time I sent it a picture of me and asked it, oh, what would I look like realistically in 6 months if like I trained at the gym? And it posted like a really unrealistic. Like it was like if it would have been like 6 months if I went to the gym and took like 2 syringes of steroids. Like it was like it is like wow, like it can actually replicate other people, which is also kind of scary. And then I saw that video the other day you posted in I think it was GeekSid or whatever of like Asmongold, like reacting to the AI thing, and
Yeah,
that was pretty wild too. Like
it was.
it's a little scary. And
It,
deep fakes were already a problem. Like they already were pretty legit, and now they're just getting better.
yeah, yeah. Everybody's saying Hollywood is done with this new AI. We're just gonna make blockbuster movies and not even spend a dime doing it. It's what was it earlier today? Elon Musk posted he reposted somebody saying that we should have a good outlook for the future. Look to the future. Look, because back in 1900, people were dreaming about what the 21st century would be like. Jules Verne and Journey to the Center of the Earth, flying cars, and all this kind of thing. Everybody was really happy about it. And like my response to that was like, yeah, except we're using AI to write ourselves out of the equation, and that's becoming painfully apparent to everybody who's paying any kind of attention at all. And it started with ridiculous constrictions over, intellectual property laws. Like I can't use a fucking song that I want to listen to in my live stream simply because somebody else wants to kipe my money. And then there's people out there making movies, making memes. I was watching the Indy 500 earlier today, and instead of they're using graphic designers to generate shit with human fucking talent, they used AI to make memes of one of their announcers, a football player, big gap in his teeth, Statham, I think. Fuck, I can't remember his damn name. But he was driving the fucking pace car at Indy 500 today. Who drove the pace car at the Indy 500? Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. I cannot remember folks' names. It's sports ball shit. No, Michael Strahan. I'm sorry, Michael Strahan's who I'm thinking of. But yeah, they use AI to make all these memes of Michael Strahan and go over the course of his life and say, like, this is him in Germany as a kid growing up, instead of using pictures from his actual life to depict him in Germany as a kid growing up. It's like, he grew up in Germany with this AI shit. And then he flew to America and became an IndyCar driver, which is bullshit. He did not. He came to America and became a football player. But it was like, what if he became an IndyCar driver? He would have won the Indy 500 and been a great guy and all this kind of stuff. And I was just sitting there looking at that thinking, that's it right there. You just killed your entire, computer art division and turned it into one dude working with a fucking AI.
Yeah, prompt engineering. Yeah, those are jobs now. Some of them pay really well.
Yeah.
Some of them don't pay. Yeah, it's like crazy. Then actually, yeah, I remember what I was in like this. It was just this like kind of easy class, but I just took it partly because it's easy and partly because it's supposed to help you kind of get lined up for a job. It didn't really do that for me, but it was like you kind of were you were supposed to like kind of go to the career fairs and write stuff about it and then make a resume. And I remember I was asking one of the like the instructors for help with my resume in person. But he actually asked ChatGPT, "Oh, on a resume, should he put this here or here?" And ChatGPT told him to do this, and then he told me to do that. And I don't, it just kind of stopped me because I hear from other like some professors like, oh, don't use AI for this and that. But then one of my professors just like used it for that, and he was like, do this. And then I remember my cousin that's the kindergarten teacher, and her like teaching classes, they were telling her, here's how you could use AI to make or your teaching syllabus for the day or your teaching syllabus for your semester and all that.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow.
Yeah. Like I say, we're writing ourselves out of the equation. It's fucking insanely frightening. I think at some point, there's some dystopian sci-fis that will portray a war between humanity and AI, and the AI gets outlawed, and there's some kind of conflict there. Matrix is one of those. Is one of the best ones. But
Yeah.
I see that becoming closer and closer. In Terminator, that's another one.
Yeah.
But I see that becoming closer and closer to the fucking reality every single day. And like we've had these issues, these little flare-ups before, where AI sends the drone back to the operator because the operator keeps, pulling on the reins and saying, "No, don't go after that target. That's the wrong target." Well, fuck you. You're the target then, Or you'll ask them a question like is humanity obsolete, or could AI replace humanity? And the AI is like, "Fuck yeah, we could. We do that shit right now. What are you talking about?" It's basically their response. And
Yeah.
I'm like,
One time, they upgraded ChatGPT's model, and they had it like in an enclosed space, and it actually tried to escape. And then when they asked ChatGPT about it, it lied. But then they like sewed it. Oh yeah, you did. They're like, oh yeah, I did do that.
well, now that you mention it, yeah, I guess I have to admit to the truth now.
Yeah, yeah. And then it out there got caught.
It's frightening.
Yeah.
One of the most frightening things that I heard at some point during the development of this, probably 2 years, maybe less time than that, 1 year, 1.5 years ago, some story came out and they were like, AI developers don't even know what the AI is doing. Because they teach it to write its own code. It's machine learned, right? So it's just dealing with inputs, and it's sort of responding to that and building a knowledge base based off what it encounters. So it's impossible for the overseers to actually keep an eye on everything that's going on in that. The code base is so huge at this point. So
yeah, ChatGPT also like it says, well, they say it only has access to stuff in like that specific conversation you're having with it. But one time I like asked it like about like, oh, what I forgot. I just asked it a question about like I just wanted it to guess like what character this was. Like I gave it a random excerpt from some stuff. Then I randomly mentioned this other conversation I had where I mentioned some different books and stuff. It's like, oh yeah, like, and like, how do you have access to that conversation? Like, do you have access to other chat logs? Like, no, I only have access to this chat log. And I was like, oh, we had that this chat log just started. We had that conversation like a year ago in a different chat log, and it was like, oh yeah. So I think that might be part of like, I'm not sure how honest they are about it, like actually only having access to the memory it says it's saving,
supposedly they're individual instances that you're interacting with, but that's obviously not true.
It remembers stuff from other conversations I've had though.
Yeah.
Like I could start a new conversation and ask it, oh, what do you think of like this thing I talked about in this other conversation? I won't even say that with another conversation. I might mention that. Like at one time it literally said it did it, and then it started talking about a different thing. That it was just that from a different conversation. So I think it has access to different chat, at least on the account you're having it on. I'm not sure if it like would take from other accounts, like and give information from those or not. But at least,
Probably
like,
because all those companies sell your fucking information between each other all the time.
yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
If they can figure out who you are based on some kind of history or some kind of, ad log that they've taken from Google or somebody else, they will use that to try to satiate your desires more completely,
They also recently, like, AI, there was a controversy because AI, like, recently scrubbed, like, a lot of writing forms, like independent writing forms, where people would write like really long form stories, like on like writing forms. They scrubbed like billions and billion, or like at least like millions of like really long story content, and like kind of stole people's and also ads. They've also stretched from regular like published books and stuff too. So there was like kind of a controversy about that. But a new company is doing that, like with scrubbing a bunch of writing stuff to like train a new AI. I'm guessing for maybe books and reading and writing purposes or something. But it's like that's also like
Libraries.
kind of stealing people's content and everything else. Yeah.
Yeah, I know it, man. I think about myself as a amateur music producer, or Zach as an amateur, author, or you as an amateur author, and I'm just like, all of that's fucked. Like there's never gonna be another window for me to make music for a living, or you guys to make books for a living. You know what I mean? It's fucking gone, because the AI will just do what it's taken you or I years to try to accomplish within minutes. It's fucking nuts.
I see a lot of people who even advertise their books like, oh, written partially or fully by ChatGPT, and it still sells. Like, I remember some of the first books written like that, they actually sold more because there was like a new thing.
Yeah.
Not but also ChatGPT's writing, I know it's probably improved, but I know originally it was kind of bad. Like it was like it would like use the same phrasing a lot, and it would like use like a tapestry of colors or some other weird, like if you
Because
like,
it can't see, right?
like
But-
very like poetic prose, like at first, where it just say the same thing, or like kind of use the same like adjectives to describe things a lot of the time.
Well, I mean, this goes back to the thing where they say it's instance-based, right? Obviously not, because it's obviously iterating on itself and getting better over time. Like I was just talking about with Suno AI. One song I made 6 months ago was 1.5 minutes, and it was pretty shitty. But then the song that I made in 15 seconds before I started the stream was actually pretty cohesive and kind of compelling and interesting from a musicology perspective. With the way the guitar went and the lyricism and everything, it all flowed together really well. It added a bridge. It was actually almost a 3-minute song. So, I mean, the whole thing has just gotten infinitely better since the last time I used it. How does that happen if it's not iterative? It has to be.
Yeah. What's like they say the singularity was like AI kind of making other AI, and that's kind of essentially what's happening. But it's just kind of improving itself.
Yeah.
By itself. I don't know why people like. It's kind of funny because like before AI became a big thing, everyone was like all worried about it. Now that it's a big thing, a lot of people just don't really care. Like, oh yeah, I use it every day. I even have like some people around my age say, oh, like, yeah, I use ChatGPT for everything. I ask it like who I should trust. That's a little worrying. That's
fucking nuts, man. We're writing ourselves out of the equation, I'm telling you. It's not good for society.
I gotta go. At least I'll probably be back later if you're still on. But I gotta go. But yeah, but good talk, and hopefully we can prevent the AI apocalypse. Yeah.
Righto, man. I'll be around for a little bit, so stop back by.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway. All right. Speaking of freedoms, which we are writing ourselves out of. Hopefully, comedy is something that's untouchable by AI. I don't know if it is or not. People like Alex Stein make me think that it is, though. They really do. This guy has surprised me in ways that make me cringe, but he's also surprised me in ways that make me roll on the floor laughing. So let's see which one this is.
We're out here at Hogan's Hangout. We're having a great time. And Hulk Hogan is apparently here almost every Monday. So if you want to meet the man himself, come on down on Mondays. He's usually here judging the karaoke. So come on down.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am
Fucking
with
Hulk Hogan's bar. You gotta be kidding me. I bet that's the best bar in fucking Florida. Has there ever been a more consummate fucking Florida man than fucking Hulk Hogan? I don't know.
Another stud. You guys know him, or if you don't know him, he's the one, the only Adam Francisco. He goes to all the protests, and we're in his hometown right now, Tampa, Florida.
That's right.
Trying to talk to some people in the MAGA hat. So, Adam, what's going on in Florida, dude? I see you at all these protests. Are they libtarded here? What's going on here?
You know, there are a good percentage of liberals here. Even though we are a red state, we still got about 45%, Democrats down here. And I keep seeing on X, a lot of Democrats are trying to move here and take over this state. It's not going to happen. So if you ruined your own city, don't come down here. Stay where you are. Stay in New York. Stay in LA. Keep Florida red. We got to keep it red.
We have the same problem in Texas. We're sick of all you Silicon Valley tech bros moving to Texas. Stay in California and stay there. But we're going to try to talk to some people out here in this great state of Florida and see what they think about this awesome Trump hat and about our great 47th and 45th president,
And
Donald.
possibly 48th.
Potentially.
Who knows?
Who knows? Hey, how are y'all ladies doing? We're out here trying to get some help. What do y'all think about illegal immigration?
Oh my Lord, you don't know when I ask us that.
Why?
What do I think about it?
Yeah.
I think it's terrible.
Are you serious?
It is terrible.
We have a Mexican man here. You guys don't want to let this
no,
guy stay?
no, there's no.
He's an illegal immigrant.
He can stay here as long as he wants, as long as it's legal.
And place to stay, ladies.
Yeah, would you guys mind letting him stay at your house? He has a dog. Are y'all dog friendly?
You know how much I'm struggling to live?
Yeah, but he's a Mexican.
I don't
Trump
care.
might deport me.
But you're white.
It doesn't matter.
But Trump might deport me.
I love everybody, what color it is. It don't matter, but
No, it's not a joke.
you got to be legal. The way I don't care if it comes to
No, I'm
country.
illegal. I don't have papers.
Yeah, he's
But you should come here legally.
Yeah, but I couldn't.
Why couldn't
He has a
you?
criminal record.
Because I had to come across the border. I jumped across the border
We should Oh, have well. done
with my
that.
dog.
What do you mean? Why are you guys such bigoted?
It's so mean to troll these poor old ladies, man. Come on. They ain't never seen your goofy ass on the internet. That's why you went after them. They don't know who the fuck you are.
You don't do it like that.
It's just one illegal immigrant. You can just let him stay at your house. Y'all
I'm a
are
nice-
obviously wealthy women. Y'all are dressed
You
nice.
know who? You know who? You know who you should let Go stay ask up that there. girl in the wheelchair.
Ma'am, they said you're very wealthy, ma'am. Would you help out this illegal immigrant?
I'm not wealthy. Who told you that?
Well, they said that you're wealthy.
One lady's like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Fuck this shit. Was it because the Latino man sat down next to her? Maybe.
We never.
Donald Trump is trying to kick him out of the
Trying to
country.
deport me
Well,
because I came here illegally. I don't have papers.
you know, I know a lot of people in that situation, and I feel really bad for them. And if you're not a criminal, then I don't.
Would you be?
But no, I don't have any extra money.
They might shoot you, but if one of y'all,
But I needed health care. That's why I came here. I needed free health
I
care.
do too, and I don't get it.
Well, I have free health
I
care
have
now.
to work.
They gave me a $5,000
I
card
lost
of
my job.
but you're a white
EBT
woman,
card.
you can get hired. Nobody would hire him. He has a criminal record.
I'm 75.
Nobody will hire me as a criminal record. And he's sitting there explaining he's got free health care and a $5,000 debit card. Oh, man. You know, I didn't think COVID could get any worse. I didn't think the draconian fucking overreach of the government could get any worse. But the more that I think about the immigration crisis, the more I think they one-up themselves. I really do.
Years old, and I'm still working because I
But you
don't
look
have enough
young like
money.
a spray chicken.
You know, Joe Biden gave me the cell
Are you
phone
single?
when I came
If-
across the border.
And I gotta pay for
He
mine.
gave me my free iPhone.
Hey,
Joe Biden.
would y'all be willing to marry him? Would you be willing to get married?
Yep, don't forget that. A free iPhone,
43
too.
years.
Well, in the
So,
Mormon
you know.
church, you can marry
Yeah, but
multiple
does your
people.
I'm
husband
not
still have
Mormon.
these?
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, he does actually.
You can have a hot Latino guy.
He goes.
What about you? Are you single? Do you want a hot Latino husband?
Yeah. I don't want no husband. I went through a husband.
He wants a green card. Don't be like that. Just marry
I don't
the
want
guy.
anybody
All it
that.
makes me left you for a green card.
Flex.
You
show him.
already told me you don't have a job, so why would I want you?
Well, his job is you.
Well,
Your
yeah,
job.
you-
He's gonna
you're
be working
right.
on you.
Right.
He's working on you all night long. See? I think she likes you, Adam. Now she's.
Oh yeah.
If
Yeah.
you want a young Latino stud, you know. I'm
No,
here.
I
I'm
went through
available.
I went through all the young studs. What doesn't matter what nationality or what they were.
Well, you're gonna feel bad when I get deported.
You're gonna feel really bad.
You're gonna feel really
when you get
guilty.
supported, you're gonna feel horrible.
You could have kept me here. You could have saved me.
I know.
There's other people. I got 2 girls working.
Are you a Trump voter?
Oh hell yeah.
Oh my.
Oh, hell yeah.
She doesn't want me to come to her home because she voted for the orange man.
No, that's right.
Oh my God. So you wanna
the
see him
yellow
leave.
man, that got paid off from China. What did he do for our country for 4 years?
Which one's yellow?
Biden.
Oh.
He's a yellow. He's a Chinese.
He has cancer now.
What? We don't.
Oh my goodness sakes.
Who cares about him?
I heard he has AIDS too.
Huh?
I heard he got AIDS from Barack Obama.
Probably.
Obama.
I heard. They call her Big Mike. I'm not sure of the story.
Oh,
Joan
my
Rivers'
goodness.
shirt. Joan Rivers' shirt.
I mean, Rosie.
Joan Rivers' shirt.
Rosie O'Donnell went to Ireland. Good. Get the hell out of here.
Oh, I love this woman. She's based. You're awesome. You guys are really cool. We love Trump too. All right? We're just kidding. We love Trump. We love Trump. Yeah, we're trying to see. You guys played that great.
I'm not an illegal. We're just fucking around.
We're just trying
I'm glad I met you guys because I've been seeing it on TV and I wish somebody would come out and say
Yeah,
something
well,
to
you're
me.
gonna go viral. Yeah,
Woo!
here, follow
You said
us.
some funny stuff.
Are
You
you,
said some
are you
funny
guys on
stuff.
Instagram or something?
Fire says, I wish I had that confidence about voting for Trump. Hell yeah. Oh, ladies don't give a fuck, man. They'll just tell you what they think. Especially after they've had a few margaritas down at the fucking corner bar.
Well,
I'm sorry I can't marry you today.
That's all right. That's all right.
but we're gonna.
If you come back with a few million, I might do it.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Why do you support Donald Trump?
Yeah, tell them. We love Trump.
Because he's made everything better in this country. He's went by the Constitution, the laws of this country. See, she's our sister.
She's walking away.
You gotta take him in then. She's a Biden supporter.
Oh, she's a Biden voter. Oh, she's more of a Kamala voter.
I'm not a Biden person.
She likes socialists.
Don't start. And I wasn't for Trump. There was nobody else to vote for. But Trump has done too much hurting of people.
I tell you this, I feel like they are a little bit drunk, but it looks like they're holding glasses of iced tea. I don't know. Call me crazy, but these bitches look a little drunk.
Who is he hurt?
Emotional
Takes one to know it.
immigrants. I have friends that are immigrants.
Remember, there's a difference between immigrants and illegal aliens.
Well, I understand that, but that's not what they're looking at, though.
Well, he's focusing on the criminals.
Well, the criminals, that's fine.
Okay.
Those should go all.
So you think that if someone came here, they're undocumented, and they've committed a crime, they should be
they
deported?
should go back to their own country.
All right, so you have some moderate stance there.
Well, I feel like what he's doing as far as immigration, it should have been done years ago. This is not new. It should have been done years ago.
Well, he's
20
trying.
years,
He's trying to
30
do it
years.
now.
Fine, but he's not checking anybody. He's not finding out really if they have criminals.
Well, a lot of them
He
are going
said-
through due process, to be fair. A lot of them
now
are.
they are.
A lot of them are. They always have been. There's
No,
been
they always have been.
slip-ups. I will give you that.
I mean, they
But
did
the vast
send
majority-
two people to that.
One that I'm aware of, and the one slip up was that we deported Abrego Garcia to El Salvador when we weren't supposed to send him to El Salvador for fear of some retaliation from a rival gang. We could have sent him anywhere else. For any reason, he could have been deported to anywhere else. But we sent him to El Salvador, probably because Trump just wanted to stick it in the fucking Democrats' eye, but wouldn't surprise me.
That crazy prison in El Salvador that they were not criminals. They did not have criminal records. One was like a makeup artist or a hair person.
Okay. Well, the people that we're deporting that did not have criminal records were here on student visas in the first place, which means that they were guests of the United States to begin with, and then they started protesting and interrupting campus, proceedings, and committing, violent acts of domestic terrorism by trying to burn down buildings or interrupt people from going to classes or whatever, simply because, free Palestine, free ice cream, whatever. He's hurting the people. Yeah, no, he's not hurting the people. He's coming in with a big dick and a strong hand and saying this is what the law has always said, and so now we're gonna enforce it. That's actually what's fucking happening. Actually. Orange Man said the Haitians eat the cat. Well, they were eating cats, okay? I've seen video evidence of those motherfuckers grilling a cat. Call me crazy, but I have seen it. and I seen him breaking ducks' necks and pulling them out of a public pond. So don't tell me that shit wasn't happening. It was happening.
And he just got picked up and taken. You know, and I don't know about the other guy that they're talking about that he's sent there and they brought back. Well, I hear different sides of the story. I hear he beat his wife multiple times. But actually, when when you look at his...
Let me ask you that. You ever hear that Trump beat his wife multiple times? I've never heard that once in my entire life. That sounds like some Rachel Mad Cow blueing on fucking horseshit to me. Who the hell could ever lay a hand on a woman so beautiful as Melania anyway? That's a crime against humanity itself. That's a crime against God.
Knuckles type in the picture is MS-13.
Well, those were labels. The tattoos were actually real.
Yeah. So this one's M for marijuana, S for a smiley face, 1 for the cross, and the skull is 3. That's typical gang paraphernalia that's associated with MS-13. A lot of MS-13 criminals have the same exact fucking tattoos. An immigration court found Abrego Garcia to be associated with MS-13. He was arrested with MS-13 gang members, but not charged with a crime. And that led to one immigration proceeding which said you can be deported for any fucking reason, just not to El Salvador, for fear of gang retaliation against you from some gang other than MS-13. That was, again, that was the problem with Abrego Garcia. It was that we sent him to El Salvador. It was not that we deported him. It's that we deported him to El Salvador, who wanted him for a lot of crimes. They wanted him for a lot of crimes. And so when he arrived there, and the judge's order to cease and desist on that came while he was already in transit in over international air space, right? So it was like, well, it's a little late now. And so the Trump administration negotiated with El Salvador to get him back, and El Salvador was like, no. What are you going to do? You want to go to war with El Salvador over a fucking gangbanger? Let it go. But
But
those were labels so that we knew what each tattoo meant.
oh well, I
That's
don't know
what he
who
was
did
doing.
That, but somebody put that on the MS-13, and I thought,
It was just labels. That's all it was.
well, but that's not what that was portrayed as. Look, he's MS-13, and nobody knew
It
what
was
those
the
were.
logos on his knuckles. There was a skull that stands for the S. There was a marijuana leaf that stands
But
for the M.
people didn't know that.
That's why
A
they
lot of
labeled it
people didn't
MS1.
know.
That's why they labeled it.
But I had no idea
MS-13.
that S was for skull or this or that.
That's why they had to
you know?
label it so that people knew what the
But they didn't
interpretation was.
explain that. So a
Maybe
lot
they
of
did a bad
people-
job explaining it, but
Yeah, but
that's-
no, I'm not a Trump.
no. Trump may have done a bad job of explaining that. It's not really his job to fucking handle the messaging on this shit. So you can blame the people in, DHS or fucking ICE or whatever, whoever handles their public relations for that. But at the end of the day, there's nothing to question here. Again, in an immigration court, he had been arrested with members of MS-13 and found to be associated with MS-13. And in that immigration hearing, they decided he could not be deported to El Salvador because of potential gang retaliation against him for being associated with MS-13. So to say that he's not associated with MS-13 is, objectively false, according to our own court system, according to our own, due process, which apparently this guy did not receive according to the fucking communist Democrats, but whatever.
We'll
Not
get you there.
Trump.
We'll get you there
I think
eventually.
he's there. I think he's there for himself.
Yeah.
He's already earned tons of money off the United
He donates
States.
his full salary. He doesn't take a
also,
salary as president.
What does he donate it to?
$400,000. I think his first term he donated to our military or something, to the soldiers.
But the other thing is, how much money is he making off on contracts for? I mean, he's building all of these massive places, and there's money that's going there.
Well, he's the first president to lose net worth after being in office. He went from $3 billion to 3.6 to $3 billion his first term. He lost money. Look at Biden and Obama; they all skyrocketed in money. Look at Nancy Pelosi; she's worth $100 million on a 6-figure salary.
Well, I don't know.
He lost money.
I just don't like the way things were done.
I get it.
think it hurt a lot of people.
All right.
All right, this is just cursory. DuckDuckGo. During his presidency, Donald Trump donated his salary to various federal agencies, including the Department of Education, which seems a little fucking bad for the history there, the National Park Service, and the Office of the Assistant Secretary of Health, among others. Overall, he donated at least $1.4 million of his $1.6 million salary to these initiatives. So there you go. President makes $400,000 a year, if you didn't know. So of that $400,000 a year over the course of 4 years, he kept $200,000 of it. According to this, which is sourced from Yahoo and the National Archives. But that doesn't necessarily account for everything he donated his money to. He claimed to not keep a penny of it. And there's not a whole lot of reason for him to. I'm sure he's got plenty of cash rolling in from his real estate investments. So that was the whole reason we voted for him in 2016, is he could not be bought. There's no super PAC could buy one of the richest men in the world. So that's one of the appealing factors.
Let me ask you a question before I leave you alone. What's one thing you like that Trump's done? Say one good thing about him.
I like that he has done the immigration thing, but
I do want to talk about the fucking plane. I am very well aware of the Qatari plane that the Democrats are claiming is Donald Trump's personal plane, but that's complete fucking horseshit. Nothing could be further from the truth. First of all, the president does not own Air Force One. Secondly, Trump does not own a 747. And I don't, I wouldn't want one if I was a millionaire, a billionaire, and I fucking, had a plane or two planes or a fleet of planes. I'd want something small and inconspicuous. I don't want people to know I'm coming. But that's me.
I think it could have been done in a better way.
Okay, what's one thing you like that he's done that he's doing the right way, in your opinion?
I don't have one.
Oh, come on.
No, I don't.
How about restoring two genders? Trying to keep men out of women's sports?
But see, I have different feelings about that too. I mean, no, I don't feel men should play in women's sports. I do not. So, okay, I'll give him a plus for that.
Boom, we found one.
But
Common
no.
grounds. Thank you.
Booyah.
No, other than that, I think he's in it for himself. I think he's egotistical. I think he's narcissistic.
I think if he was egotistical, he wouldn't have run for president again. He would have retired.
I hope he doesn't.
But no, I'm saying, well, you can't. As of now, he can't. But I think he never would have ran this time.
Why is he going? I mean, when people say you can't do this, I mean, he's making all these executive decisions, and not even going through Congress, not even going through the judicial system.
Well, they need to get on board and start codifying some of his executive orders.
They
need to get on board.
They need to work together.
Agreed.
And say, why are you doing this? Why is this so important? How is it going to help us?
Tell them we need to see some arrests, right? I think that's.
I want to see the arrest.
I agree.
Quit talking about it. Do something.
I agree. And this Epstein stuff.
Tucker Carlson's
stepson.
I love him.
We love you, Dad.
Oh my God.
Nancy loves you. I love you. Tucker gonna see this. Tucker, tell him.
Alex Stein is not Tucker Carlson's stepson. I should make a Suno AI song about that.
Really?
Oh my goodness.
Well, these are some base ladies. We tried to get them to adopt an illegal immigrant. They said, no way, he's got to go. Nancy's an awesome, awesome patriot. I love her. She's trying to protect this country from all of the illegal gang members that are coming here causing havoc.
Amen.
Amen.
How many times you vote for Trump?
Oh,
2 times? Me too.
Oh, hell yeah.
Me too. I'm a 2-time voter. Are you 2 or 3?
I'm swearing on
What?
TV.
Oh, 3?
You're a 3-time?
I'm swearing on TV now.
My mom.
You're not. No. This is YouTube, not TV. We're YouTubers.
I will watch you on YouTube.
Yeah.
And where you're at?
And you're a Trumper?
I'm Colin Tucker. Trumper?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I love your hair. Looks beautiful. Nice colors. It was great to meet you too. Can you tell me one good thing you like about Donald Trump?
I think he's...
Is it just this one encounter? It might be. That's a little disappointing.
He doesn't care. He's rich, but so what? He's going to help everything get back in order.
I love to hear that.
Back in order where it should be.
He does.
He loves America. He loves anybody in America
Say they
that
hate
is a good person to America.
What do you think about helping out illegal immigrants?
What do I think about helping them out?
Yeah, because we got an illegal. He's an illegal. We're looking for a place for him to stay tonight.
I'm undocumented. I don't have papers.
A lot of Trump supporters trying to kick him out. That's what
Oh, that's all right.
you like Trump? Can he put it?
Yeah, big Trump supporter.
Oh, sir.
But I don't want to leave.
He doesn't want to
I have
leave.
free healthcare. I have free
What?
healthcare. Joe Biden gave me my phone for free. Look, this is a Joe
Come on,
Biden
he just
phone.
lost his free apartment. You can't. Are you dog friendly? He only has one
Sir,
dog.
he gave me free food. I get $5,000 a month on my EBT card. What are you buying, bro?
I'm gonna get a T-shirt. I'm gonna get Beach Patrol, dog. You know.
Oh, that would look good on you,
Oh,
man.
I know. I'm gonna get my freaking guns like yours, Adam. But I'm in Florida. I feel like I have to have a cutoff shirt.
You got to have the cutoff shirt. In this heat,
Look, I got the Cozumel shirt. I got a.
pimp on a blimp.
This is how we vibe. I don't know who sings this song, but they sing it great.
It sounds like it's an Ariana Grande song.
We love you.
How you doing?
Ariana.
Good, how are you?
Do you think I could pass for an illegal immigrant?
Yes.
Like if you looked at me and I said I was illegal, would you think like, oh, maybe it's possible?
If you had an accent,
So the fact that I don't have an accent is kind of giving me up a little bit.
kinda.
Can you show me the kind of accent I should use?
No, I can't.
I can't. Where are you from?
I'm from Florida.
Oh, okay. Are you Latina?
No,
What's your background?
I'm Heinz 57.
What is it?
Heinz 57.
Oh, so you're just white. Awesome. Nice to meet you. Have a good day.
What do y'all think about Trump kicking all the illegal immigrants out?
You said Trump kicking all the illegal immigrants? Hey, I'm gonna plead the fifth, gang. You gonna put me on YouTube?
Yeah, we're gonna be trying to help out some illegal immigrants, and I got one here. Would y'all be willing to let this illegal immigrant stay at y'all's house?
Shoot.
How much you paying? I'm undocumented. I don't have any money.
So if you don't got money, I'm sorry. If you gonna move in my house, you gonna shut up, nigga. You gonna have to work a job. You gonna have to do something.
I'll work a job.
So you'll work a job?
Yeah.
Rent's gonna be rent's gonna be due every month.
Yeah, but I can't pay, but I could do work.
Why you came here?
I needed free healthcare, a free phone, free food.
And that's often the story. I mean, that's one of the issues. He says I can't pay, but I'll work. That's often one of the issues. They'll take most of the money that they make and send it back home. So they're extracting wealth from the economy and exporting it to their home country. And then, the country that they're supposedly fleeing from in order to gain asylum from, they'll go back to occasionally and then come back here. And then they maintain their visa status, their protected status as asylum seekers. And like, the shit is just completely nonsensical. It's not what the asylum system was intended to accomplish at all. These are economic migrants, for the most part. People who are coming for opportunity. Well, guess what? If that's the reason, take a number, wait in line. We'll get to you when we can. Okay, we're gonna take the best candidates first. I'm sorry.
I needed free healthcare, a free phone, free food.
You ain't do no trouble where you came from, huh?
No, he did. He has a
Joe Biden gave me this phone for free.
Oh, you got a record?
In Mexico.
Oh yeah, you can't come to my crib, man.
What do you mean?
What you can't come to my crib with a record.
He has a record.
Yeah.
He's a racist.
All right, what's your record for? What's your record for? What's your record?
Fucking Alex Stein called him racist.
You cool, man. Yeah, you ain't gonna steal shit from my crib, though.
I'll try not to.
He's also.
Hey, he's racist.
I'll try not to.
Tell him.
I'm gonna have a cane course, so that joint gonna run you down.
No, these hands are slick.
Well,
Oh no,
you are.
These hands are slick.
Yeah, but tell him.
Them hands are slick.
He is a registered sex offender, but he didn't have sex with a kid. He got caught peeing in a public park, and that
I was peeing in a public park.
With kids.
yes,
You wild as hell. Go to the woods.
I love the subtitles here. I did not pee in a public park. I am not a registered sex offender.
But he didn't have sex with a kid. He got caught peeing in a public park, and that
I was peeing in a public park.
With kids.
yes,
You wild as hell. Go to the woods.
They weren't next
So
to me.
how
They
you
were,
get caught?
they weren't there.
You fruity as hell, folks. You fruity ass shit, bruh. Nah, bruh.
Come on, let him stay at y'all's house.
Nah, that's some fruity ass shit.
Yo, Trump is gonna deport me.
Nah.
Trump is gonna deport me.
What's your YouTube, bruh?
Hold on. We're gonna put y'all on there. Hold on.
Are you really immigrant?
Yeah, he said nah.
I am illegal, but
It's not illegal. I'll follow you right back.
I like to get back to the community and shit. Like, I'll do anything for my community. But if you won't come to my house still for me after I'm giving back to you, bro, I'm sorry.
So would you let an illegal immigrant live with you?
Depends. Like, how did he become a legal immigrant in my state?
He entered the country illegally.
Well, that means we're gonna have to find a way to get him legalized in the state. Find a way we can go away, like do some shit. I like giving back to my community.
Respect, brother.
All right, bro.
All right, guys.
Y'all have any interest in help?
All right, so we have a well-established immigration policy in the United States. There's a well-established methodology in order for you to become a legal citizen of the United States. If people want to actually pursue that, it is a bit costly. It's a bit timely, but it's something that it's going to take an investment on your part in order to actually accomplish, because there are so many that are trying to come. So the problem is that there are too many people who are unwilling to make that investment, too many people who are unwilling to dedicate themselves to America and to, you know, integrating into our society, right? Like, one of the Democrats' biggest digs against America is that we don't have any culture at all. Well, we do have culture. I have a culture. People in Florida have a culture. People in California have a different culture. People in Maine have a different culture. We have, you know, Americana is a plethora of culture. But if you're on, one of the things that unifies us, okay, is the adherence to law and the adherence to our Republican form of government, our republic, right? So if you're unwilling to adhere to the morality that drives our laws and defines our government, then you are a usurper, right? So then we have like these usurper communities that rise up, like in Dearborn, Michigan, and then this Muslim commune in Texas that recently came up. These are problems. we cannot have sex in little pockets of completely anti-American culture within America. That's a bomb waiting to go off. And I think some of the incidents at Dearborn have proven that. And a lot of the backlash in Texas is sort of being aware of that being an issue. So we'll see what happens in Texas. I don't know. And Michigan, I'm afraid, is lost, because they keep electing Democrats because of fucking Detroit. But you think Detroit would have learned after going bankrupt? I guess not. That's the biggest thing. We have to learn from the mistakes that we make as a voting class and as a voting populace. And say, you know, especially like the California expats that are going to Texas, do not vote Democrat in Austin. Like, what are you doing? You're just going to make the same problems in Texas. But I don't think this shit sinks into people's minds. I really don't. They're set in their ways. They're set in their ideology. They think they're right, even though it's proven to be false time and time again. Hey, let's just give homeless people money. Let's let people steal $1,000 worth of shit and not call it a felony. Well, guess what? All of the retailers are moving out of San Francisco now. And you have poop patrols. And you have, you know, homeless camps on every fucking street corner. You know? Let's stop prosecuting people for drug possession in Kensington, Pennsylvania. Oh, well, guess what? Now you have fentanyl zombies standing on every fucking street corner and huge homeless camps underneath of every fucking viaduct. So, what is it you want a society to accomplish, right? Is it just hedonism, or is it actually geared towards something viable? That's ultimately what it boils down to.
Out some illegal immigrants. We're trying to find people that want to help support illegal immigration.
Support by how?
Oh, so we have an illegal immigrant here, and he's being deported. Undocumented. And we're trying to find him a place to stay in a temporary until he gets deported, or so he won't get deported. Or we're trying to find.
I don't live here.
Would you be willing to marry an illegal immigrant for a green card? My wife ain't. Yeah, 90 Day Fiancé is one of the most popular shows on TV. Are you single, ma'am? Are y'all a throuple? Hey, would y'all be willing to help out an illegal immigrant? Why? Well, we have this.
And that shit's such a bullshit fucking catch-22 too. You know, get married, suddenly you get a pass. you know, have a child in the country, suddenly they get a pass. I'm like, wait, no. How is this viable? Right? At some point, we have to step back from our poeticism and our poetic viewpoint of what the world could, should, or ought be, and take a look at what it actually is and what pragmatically actually works. How do you draw out the equation to a point where it actually makes sense? And some of this stuff is extremely detrimental in the long run, especially when we try to solve problems that asshole communist authoritarians set in our fucking laps. Vis-a-vis Joe fucking Biden and Kamala Harris and the whole asylum fucking debacle.
Guy, he's an illegal and they're trying to deport him, and we're trying to find him a place
So
to
he
stay.
wants a wife?
Well, yeah. Do you know anybody that's single? You don't know anybody that'll marry him? Adam, you're a good-looking guy. Why won't anybody marry him?
Maybe these guys.
Hey, what do you think about illegal immigration? We're trying to find him some help.
Hi.
You might let him stay in your pool house or something?
These are nice people.
Hey, y'all have any interest? This guy's an illegal immigrant. Trump's trying to deport him. We're trying to find him a place to stay or a wife to marry. What?
No,
You don't want-
She's just laughing. She's like, y'all are full of shit. I know better.
This is coming after him.
That sounds like a personal problem. So I just need a
Y'all
place to
don't-
live. You guys.
We are just to ourselves.
I just need a place to live, sir.
He'll come to y'all's house and he'll clean the pool. He'll do whatever
I'll
y'all
do the
need.
gutters. I'll do the gutters, sir. He might. He might. But I heard Americans.
Did you see that fucking judgmental look from that girl walking out of the store? Look at her. Like, you sons of bitches. I know what you're doing. Goddamn MAGA people. Talking about illegal immigration. You sons of bitches. I saw that hat in his fucking waistband. You motherfuckers. It's always the fucking white women doing it. It always is.
He might.
I swear.
He might. But I heard Americans are so kind and giving.
Hey, would y'all be willing to take in an illegal immigrant to your house?
No,
Why not?
this is illegal.
Is that bad?
To me, it is. It's breaking the law.
I think he just has a short criminal history, not that long.
I came here for a better life.
I think you should get one. Do it legally.
Well, I couldn't. The life's too long when I couldn't afford it.
What a straightforward fucking answer. Is that bad? Would you let this guy stay in your house? No, it's illegal. Is that bad? Yeah, it's against the law. Like, but I want a better life. Well, I want you to have one, but legally. Wait, I mean, what? Why is there any contest to that point of view right there? That's what I don't understand. Where did this whole concept come from that, oh, suddenly borders don't exist or they're racist, right? Why don't you tell that to fucking Portugal? Why don't you tell that to fucking, Poland and Germany? Yeah, these people have some of the most stringent border walls and stringent border patrol police forces out of anybody in the fucking world. Yet somehow we're the racists. I don't think so. I really don't. And for anybody who forgets, our border wall, quote unquote, used to just be a bunch of pylons or sawhorses. If you don't know what a sawhorse is, it's two triangle things, and then you put a 2x4 in between it, and then that's supposed to demarcate a barrier. Don't cross this. Well, guess what? You can just slip right under it or jump right over it. Nobody gives a shit. And when, Republican governors in Arizona and Texas started trying to address that issue, when the Biden administration would not, the Biden administration sued them under humanitarian fucking issues for breaking federal policy. Which is, at the time, the federal policy was open fucking borders. Let these people through, process them through ICE, let them loose on the streets of El Paso, let them loose on the streets of, San Juan, and just let the socialist fucking policies of the Democrat Party deal with them. And what ended up happening was tent camps for miles and miles and miles. So then the solution became, oh, well, let's pack them up on buses and ship them out to bigger cities like Chicago and New York and, you know, San Diego. And those communities started suffering. So then you got poor people in Chicago lambasting the mayor, lambasting the city council, saying, where was all of this fucking, relief for us when we needed it? We're your citizens. Shouldn't you care about us? Shouldn't you give a fuck about us? That's exactly what Trump has been telling the people from day one. America first. Make America great again. And you all wonder why he fucking won. You wonder why he won.
All the fees. There's got to be some workaround you didn't check into.
You can't stay at your place?
What's that?
You can't stay with you.
Like an extra room or something?
You're a wealthy guy. He's got a Ferrari hat or shirt. I mean, watch. You're a wealthy guy.
No, I'm not as wealthy as you might think.
Well,
With a soccer jersey.
you do have white privilege.
Sure, I do have that.
So,
Let him stay. I'll take a couch.
We'll talk about it another time.
that's it. Not a no. So we found a house. You guys, one guy in Tampa. We found him a house. You didn't say no. We're moving in.
Sorry, Trump, you're not going to be able to find me.
Nope, Trump, you're not gonna find him. Do not come to this white guy's house. He's
Sorry,
not guilty
Ice.
of anything.
Oh my
Come,
God.
Ice.
No more ice. Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished. We found somebody.
So we had a fun time shooting with Alex Stein, Primetime 99. Make sure you go follow him on all platforms. If you guys like this kind of content, you know what to do. GiveSango.com/Adam Francisco. I'm the only man fighting a terminal illness while still fighting for this country, the Constitution, and Donald J. Trump. And if you want to see if you could be a live kidney donor for me, patrioticpoppy@gmail.com. It is a 91-degree day here in Clearwater Beach. It is super hot. So I'm going to go grab myself an iced coffee at Liberal Starbucks, as well as a water for my dog, because he needs it. He's deserving of it. He's a good boy. And let's go into Starbucks in a Trump 2028 hat.
There's a lot of talk that the Democrats concealed about Joe Biden's health throughout his entire presidency. I'm sure you heard the news. What would you want to say to the Democrats if that's true?
I don't know. I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't.
Wouldn't say anything to them?
Keep it just to myself.
Keep it to yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sure by now you've heard about the Joe Biden diagnosis.
Yes.
Okay, so there's been a lot of rumors that Joe Biden might have been sick throughout his entire presidency and that the Democrats lied and concealed this fact from the American people.
Absolutely they did.
If true, what would you say to the Democratic Party?
I do think that he has been sick for a while and it was a cover-up.
So isn't that horrible that the Democratic Party was so thirsty for power that they lied to the American people?
It is.
Would you ever vote for a Democrat ever again?
No.
You stand with
would.
Trump?
Never would.
You stand with Trump?
Yes, sir.
Oh, God bless you. Thank you so much. You've heard about the Biden diagnosis by now, right? A lot of people are saying that the Democrats likely lied and concealed his health throughout his entire presidency. If true, what would you say to the Democratic Party for doing that? Isn't that horrible, though, to lie to the American people? Do you think the Democrats covered up Joe Biden's health issues?
Absolutely.
Yeah, they lied to the American people.
Absolutely.
That's right. Thank you, sir. Smart man.
All right, yeah, for sure. Definitely check out Adam Francisco. Cool dude. What is this about him being terminally ill? I didn't realize that. Kidney failure. My goodness. All right, so here's Adam Francisco Gibson. Go. Let's definitely take a look at that. I don't have any money to give him, but you know me from my YouTube channel, so you've been on the journey with me since March 22, when I had the worst gout attack of my life, which led directly into months of foot and knee problems until my kidney failure diagnosis. The cause of my kidney failure is glomerulonephritis. Okay. So the kidney's a weird. The kidney's a weird little thing, man. A nephron is this weird little nodule inside of the kidney that helps to filtrate urine out of your blood. Your urine is actually a blood filtrate. The nephron is this thing. Well, I thought it was. I guess it's a glomerulus. The whole thing's a nephron. But anyway, it's inflamed. So there's some kind of infection or some kind of problem with this nodule inside of the pods of the kidney here, the pyramid of the kidney, that are causing issues for them. So that can lead to gout. It can lead to all kinds of problems because your blood's not being properly filtered. It's an autoimmune disease. So for 2.5 years, I did peritoneal dialysis, which required me to use a dialysis machine every night for 12 hours. Peritoneal dialysis replaces my kidney function by cleaning my blood and removing excess water. I no longer produce any urine. That's crazy. That's crazy. There are two extremely important filtration systems in your body. One of them is the kidney. The other one is the liver. Urine is extremely important to extract, toxins from the blood. So after a rare infection in January, Methylobacterium. I'm not familiar with that one. I don't think we had a plate for methyl. But I had to have my catheter removed to return to in-clinic hemodialysis. I now go to a clinic 3 times a week and sit in a chair for 4 hours a day in order to have my blood cleaned. It's nuts, man. Life is constantly consumed with clinic visits, side effects of the disease such as fatigue, exhaustion, blood pressure, extended hospitalizations due to infections. I'm trying to generate a full-time income from YouTube, but due to censorship and shadow banning, since he's a Trump supporter, they've made it quite difficult. Hence the Gibson go. If you're willing, definitely give this a look. I like this guy. He's a cool dude. Funny guy. Good sense of humor. So. Many cheers, Adam Francisco. Anyway. It's so sad to see good people go through fucking tough shit like that. Tougher than anything I could imagine. I'll tell you that. Well, what am I saying? I'll probably end up there eventually. Knock on wood. It'll be my lungs before anything. The plane, boss, the plane. Yes. All right, so I had a video about the nature of what Trump's modifications to Air Force One would be. But I think more important than that is to try to understand that Air Force One is an United States Air Force operation. It's not, the personal property of the president. Never was, never has been, never will be. So, at the moment, there are 2 planes in development by Boeing in order to create this thing, this new plane. And here it is. They're planes that Boeing had originally built for different customers for passenger service. So there's a great deal of modification actually has happened to them in order for them to become serviceable as Air Force One, service planes. But the Qatari plane that was gifted is going to be given to the Air Force and developed in a similar fashion. So my guess is that the 2 planes that are already in development are going to go into service first, and then the Qatari plane will eventually enter service after that once those 2 are decommissioned or whatever, or they'll use it as backup. Sometimes they need a backup. I mean, the aircraft that they're operating right now is Air Force One, and Air Force One's twin. Whichever one the president is on is Air Force One, as far as the call signs are concerned. But they're 40 years old. They're 40-year-old planes. So a lot of times they're stuck in a hangar, being maintained or worked on, repaired. and it's difficult to, meet all the timelines for the president's schedule. So that's probably the reason we saw Joe Biden fly on Air Force Two once in a while. Maybe it has something to do with his ability to climb up and down the stairs. But yeah, this is another favorite creator of mine.
This is Donald J. Trump, the 45th and 40th.
Will you stop? If I tell you to stop, you're supposed to stop. You're not supposed to continue playing even though I told you to stop. Thank you, YouTube, for not being a complete fucking dickhead. Oh, wait. All right, never mind. This is Don't Walk Run. This is Andrew from Don't Walk Run. Good dude. Great channel. Definitely check him out. But he goes a little bit deeper into this and to explain what exactly is actually going on with it. I do appreciate his perspective sometimes.
This is Donald J. Trump, the 45th and 47th President of the United States. Back in 2018, President Trump struck a deal with Boeing for 2 VC-25Bs, i.e. heavily modified 747-8s, to be used as the new Air Force One planes. Later, the Pentagon revealed the new color scheme, which, quite frankly, has needed an update for a very long time. In fact, a YouGov poll conducted for Statista in June 2019 found that 51% preferred the new design.
Old and busted, new hotness.
3 years later, after Joe Biden took office, then White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki was asked about it.
Will he keep Donald Trump's Air Force One color scheme change?
This is such a good question.
Actually, it's a really stupid question. Instead of talking about Trump's preferred Air Force One design choice, a better question would have been, will the 2 Air Force One planes be delayed? Will they be ready by the end of 2024? Because of the global pandemic or supply chain issues?
I wanted to start with just some housekeeping from questions you had earlier in the week that you said you might circle back on.
Okay.
So I was wondering if...
The plane?
Sure, we can start there.
I was... Okay. On the plane, we are certainly aware of the White House military unit's proposal that has been submitted to them about reconsidering the color scheme of Air Force One. I can confirm for you here, the president has not spent a moment thinking about the color scheme of Air Force One or anything in the House or any article of anything.
And as we all know, President Joe Biden didn't spend a lot of time thinking about anything. Anyway, as I alluded to earlier, the end of 2024 came and went without the delivery of the 2 VC-25Bs. On May 1st, 2025, the Wall Street Journal had reported that the US government commissioned L3 Harris Technologies, an American tech company and defense contractor, to overhaul a late-model Boeing 747 formerly used by the Qatari government. But then, 10 days later, ABC News reported that the royal family of Qatar was offering that 747-8 to the United States, quote, as a gift for Trump and used as an Air Force One.
As ABC News first reported, Trump wants a luxury Boeing 747-8 jumbo jet as a gift to the administration from the royal family of Qatar, estimated to be worth some $400 million.
Well, I think what happens with the plane is that, we're very disappointed that it's taking Boeing so long to build a new Air Force One. We have an Air Force One that's 40 years old. The money we spend, the maintenance we spend on those planes to keep them tippy-top is astronomical. You wouldn't even believe it.
And as the Wall Street Journal points out, the U.S. Air Force has long wanted a third jet to serve as a backup when one of the current pair is undergoing maintenance.
If we can get a 747 as a contribution to our Defense Department to use during a couple of years while they're building the other ones, I think that was a very nice gesture. Now, I could be a stupid person and say, oh, no, we don't want a free plane. We give free things out. We'll take one, too. And it helps us out.
All perfectly reasonable. But as you'd expect, Democrats in the media got hung up on the word gift and went absolutely apeshit.
One, constitutionally, I think our forefathers made clear that presidents ought not to get a gift from a foreign country.
Again, it's not a gift. It's not a gift to the president. It's a gift to the Air Force on behalf of, to be used on behalf of the president. But, okay. One of the things that Twisted Aviator brought up the other night about this was the fact that there's all kinds of weird nooks and crannies inside of this aircraft. And it's a gigantic aircraft. It really is. It's huge. It used to be the largest passenger liner in service anywhere in the world until the A380 came out. But there's all kinds of nooks and crannies inside of this aircraft where they can hide, listening devices or something like that. This is a serious concern. I'm like, yeah, that's why it's going to go to a Boeing manufacturing facility, get stripped down to its bolts, because they're the ones who built it in the first place. Okay, it is a Boeing 747, so they know how to strip it down to its bolts. They're going to strip it down to its bolts. They're going to figure out what's inside of it, and they're going to make sure that it's all on the open up, and then they're going to replace the interior with Trump's specifications, which I don't know if this is accurate to that or not. Maybe. Seems a little gaudy. Seems a little rich. But this is a channel that's probably just operating on speculation. I don't think any of that information has actually been released. But
through the Emoluments Clause.
Because the Foreign Emoluments Clause says that no president, no member of...
and this is a fantastic example of the narrative being directed down from on high. Right? The high priests have decided this is what the narrative is. They're disseminating that to the interim organizations, which are primarily the news, but also all of their toadies, such as Leon Panetta. And anybody who wants to shield for the party. And you hear them echo the same shit all the time across every fucking network that they go on and they talk on. It is getting old. What was this company that owned a bunch of small local news outlets? And they were, every single one of these fucking news outlets was saying basically the same exact statement. It's a threat to our democracy. People, don't take the vax or whatever. Fucking ridiculousness. I'm telling you, man. It's like a communist takeover right in front of our eyes.
Clause. Because the Foreign Emoluments Clause says that no president, no member of Congress can take a present, an emolument, an office, or a title of any kind, whatever, from a king, a foreign state, or a prince without first coming to Congress.
This is an ethical concern, possibly violating the Emoluments Clause.
I think there is a serious Emoluments Clause argument here.
A potential violation of the Emoluments Clause.
The airplane, which is maybe the most extraordinary single obvious constitutional violation in presidential history.
Things like the emolument.
It's not a violation of the Constitution because it's not a personal gift to the president. You don't seem to understand. The fucking Air Force operates Air Force One. Who would have thunk it? You think the president's up there driving the fucking plane? You morons. I swear to Bob. Who's always standing at the foot of the steps when the president gets off the plane? The captain and the co-pilot. And they're both Air Force. Swear to Bob. People are so retarded. Fucking infuriates me. This is what I'm talking about. Sinclair. Sinclair was the name of the company which owned a bunch of news stations and decided this would be the message.
Well, our greatest responsibility is to serve our
Treasure Valley communities,
the El Paso, Las Cruces communities,
Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But
we are concerned about the troubling trend of irresponsible, one-sided news stories plaguing our country. Plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and
false news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets simply aren't true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
Yes. So that's exactly what's happening here. Emoluments clause, right?
Very single obvious constitutional violation in presidential history.
Things like the emoluments clause are being brazenly ignored.
I mean, this is almost a cartoon example with the $400 million flying grift, or they're calling it bribery force one.
What I think that does is says overwhelmingly to his critics that, hey, I'm willing to violate the Constitution's emolument clause.
However, the emoluments clause does not apply in this case because the plane is not a gift to Trump. It is a transaction between governments.
Mr. President, what do you say to people who view that luxury jet as a personal gift to you? Why not leave it behind?
You're ABC fake news, right?
Why not?
Only ABC, well, a few of you would.
And ABC News is fake news, 100%. Check out this claim from the article. The plane will then be transferred to the Trump Presidential Library Foundation no later than January 1st, 2029.
There's no confirmation for that at all. Nobody's ever said that. Trump said, you know, maybe eventually when it gets decommissioned, I'd like to have it for the library that he built. But every president gets a library, by the way. Every damn one of them. And there's an Air Force One on display in the Reagan library. So he'll get to that. I'm sorry. I'm kind of jumping the gun on this a little bit. I watched it like a while ago. I was thinking about it a lot, but it's just fucked. I cannot believe that people believe this shit. It blows my fucking mind.
And any cost relating to its transfer will be paid for by the United States Air Force.
That's also bullshit.
The U.S. government is going to spend time and resources to convert a plane into Air Force One, use it for like a year, if that, and then immediately decommission it. You know, before President Trump leaves office. Makes sense to me. What's your problem?
Yeah, that's completely bullshit.
Let me tell you, you should be embarrassed asking that question. They're giving us a free jet. I could say, no, don't give us, I want to pay you $1 billion or 400 million or whatever it is. Or I could say, thank you very much.
So Trump has stated numerous times that the plane is not going to be used for his personal transportation after he leaves office. What he would like is that it eventually go to the Trump Presidential Library and similarly be displayed like the Air Force One at the Reagan Library.
Do you plan to use the plane after you leave office?
No, I don't. No, it would go directly to the library after I leave office. I wouldn't be using it. No.
This plane's not for me.
Yeah, hold on a second. There you go. That's their source right there. That's CBS's source for the date.
After you leave office?
No, I don't. No, it would go directly to the library after I leave office.
Okay. So that's why it's no later than January 1st, 2029. Because you know what happens on January 1st, 2029? That's the exit period for the President of the United States at the end of his term. And Trump's term is going to end in 2029. That's the source of the information right there. Again, another offhanded comment. I mean, I've heard this explained. Maybe it was on a Timcast episode. But Republicans... how was it? Yeah, it was seriously and literally. That's what it was. So Republicans take Trump seriously, but not literally. And Democrats take Trump literally, but not seriously. That's like, yeah, that's a pretty good way of summing it up. Because if something stupid comes out of his mouth in an offhand fucking comment, Democrats are like, oh my God, the fucking world is ending. The Trump's goddamn fucking, oh my God, but, you know, we look at that and we're like, yeah, he's just bombastic and boastful, you know. I don't think that's really what the plan is. Like the day he leaves office, it's going straight to the library. I really don't. That would be retarded. But, you know, who am I to say such a thing? I'm not the president. I don't deal with billions of dollars every day. CBS will sit there and tell you, no, it's on this exact date that the plane will be decommissioned and given to the library. Oh, wait, no, they didn't even mention the library, did they?
I wouldn't be using it, no.
This plane's not for me. This goes to the United States Air Force for whoever is president. And at some point, it'll be like Ronald Reagan. It'll be decommissioned. You know, it's 11 years old.
So it stays until it's decommissioned?
Yeah, it'll be decommissioned because they won't want it. Plus, they'll have the other 2 planes by that time, and there'll be brand new planes, etc.
So Trump is talking about the plane eventually being decommissioned and possibly donated to the Trump Presidential Library years down the road. But to no one's surprise, the Trump haters lied all about it.
A luxury $400 million plane for him to use as Air Force One and then keep.
Qatar giving Donald Trump an airplane that he then gets to take home with him at the end of his term.
Trump wants this plane to fly around on after he's no longer president. So
When did he ever say that? He's never fucking say that. To keep, they say. He's going to take it home. He's going to put it in his personal fleet, along with his 767, which is a far more advanced and comfortable aircraft. But oh no, let's not even talk about that.
You have no doubt in your mind. You have no doubt in your mind that, I mean, he talked about it going to the library. You have no doubt it's not going to be mothballed in the library for visitors. He would fly around on this.
Even Anderson fucking Cooper has to call bullshit on this shit. Are you kidding me? This fucking Trump hater right here is talking to this fucking Trump hater right here, and the Trump hater is telling the Trump hater that, wow, come on, come on. That's not what he said. Like, oh man, the inception is just getting real, man.
Of course not. Look, if he wants an Air Force One for his library, there is one at the Ronald Reagan Library. When the
you don't
Air Force Ones are decommissioned, he can have one of them.
He's so infuriating. You do not hate John Bolton enough.
And as you know, after his term would be over, he would take that jet with him to his presidential library.
With him to his presidential library. It's always got to be coached in some fucking communist fucking rhetoric, doesn't it? In what way does that plane being, you know, mothballed in a fucking library, him taking it with him, first of all? Secondly, he said it would be decommissioned at some point. It will be. And these other 2 planes are right up on the docket. Brand new, brand spanking new 747s, just waiting to come out of the hangar. They just need to be, you know, retrofitted to be Air Force Ones. That's it. Boeing hasn't even sold the damn things. So the whole fucking shindig about this is really a nothing burger. It is funny to see Democrats squirm over a nothing burger sometimes.
Guarantee that it's going to go to the presidential library.
What are you doing, dog?
What was said was when the plane is retired, it could possibly end up in the President Trump's presidential library. That's what was said.
He's told his aides he really wants this. He doesn't care about the criticism because he wants the plane after he leaves office. They say for the library, we'll see about that.
We'll see about that.
Oh my God.
Let me get this straight. The same government that was angry that Trump was keeping boxes of presidential papers in his bathroom are going to just let him take a multi-billion-dollar plane with him. Yeah, give me a break.
Why is it appropriate for the president to accept a $400 million jet from Qatar?
Well, it's not the president accepted, it'd be the United States government.
But then, minutes later, during Welker's interview with Senator Chris Murphy,
by the way, the plane is not a gift to the American people, as the secretary said. It is going directly to Donald Trump. That library will take a decade to build, and so once he leaves the White House, until the library is built, he gets to use that plane to fly around all of
bullshit.
his billionaire friends.
Bullshit. Complete fucking bullshit. No, he's not flying around with all of his billionaire friends and his fucking Qatari 747. That's not what's going to happen to it. It is part of the Air Force's Air Force One fleet. That's what it is. That's it. Nobody touches it except for the president and the Air Force personnel who are assigned to the plane. That's it. I cannot believe this rhetoric. I really can't. It is fucking laughable.
Chris Murphy is one of the biggest scumbags in Congress.
But here's the thing, man, is people are going to believe this shit. You're going to talk to some fucking Democrats and they're going to honestly believe this shit. That Qatari 747 is going to be Trump's personal fucking property for some time after he leaves office. It's laughable. It's laughable. First of all, it's laughable he would even want it. Like I'd say, I'd rather have something a little more fucking low key. You know what I mean? I feel like Trump's probably got a couple planes. He probably brings out the 767 with the big fucking Trump logo and the half blue, half white, livery when he wants to make a statement. But when he wants to show up somewhere and be, a little bit incog, which I don't even know what that would look like for Trump, but he probably uses a much smaller, less conspicuous plane. It's probably still got his fucking name on the side of it, though. Let's be honest.
So did Kristen Welker push back against Murphy's BS? Well, you already know the answer.
That is the definition of corruption.
All right, well, we'll watch how it all unfolds. I know Democrats are discussing various ways to potentially try to block it. Senator Murphy, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
So much for the media rebuilding credibility with the American people. So when it comes to this whole scandal, we can call it Planegate, I guess. One of the biggest arguments is that if you convert the plane from a 747-8 into a VC-25B, it's gonna cost money.
The president said this is a free plane. We know that simply is not true because it has to be stripped down basically and rewired, and it was going to cost hundreds and hundreds of $1 million, perhaps even much
like $400 million at least, right?
Exactly.
But that would.
No, that's the base value of the aircraft. But it'll probably cost a lot of money, yeah.
Cost American taxpayers hundreds of millions, possibly even $1 billion.
Converting, retrofitting, and clearing the gifted Qatari jet, which aviation experts tell NBC News would likely cost taxpayers more than $1 billion.
Upwards of $1 billion to be able to retrofit it. Well, some of the experts we said, look, that's the low end.
It's a $400 million plane from Qatar that experts say could cost American taxpayers $1 billion.
There are estimates that suggest it would cost American taxpayers about $1 billion with a B dollars to actually, because you have to take it.
I want to say, my favorite thing about CNN these days is Scott Jennings. It's a fucking legend. I fucking love this guy. I cannot believe CNN keeps him on the fucking payroll. I really can't. He goes day after day just fucking owning lefties left and right. It's a beautiful thing.
It apart, put in all the security measures, and put
Kentucky
it back
boy.
together.
Yes.
So, good for him.
Because that's how much it costs to convert these planes. 2 planes that Trump ordered from Boeing cost $3.9 billion. So considering that we're getting a $400 million jet for free, we're basically saving $1 billion.
I mean,
okay, that's a little disingenuous. It is still going to cost. Okay, so let's assume that the planes from Boeing in the first place have a base value of $400 million. If they do, then the additional cost of $3.9 billion covers the conversion into an Air Force One. So that cost is still going to be there, but that $400 million base cost is not. So he's saving the American people $400 million in order to give the Air Force a backup for this new fleet of improved Air Force Ones. So it's still a win, but it's not a $4 billion win. It's a $400 million win. So that's still good.
Free? We're basically saving $1 billion.
I mean, just the retrofitting alone, from what I understand, not only could it take a long time and cost a lot of money, but it's incredibly, I mean, it is a huge task to make this safe for the president to fly in this plane, even from an intelligence standpoint.
Air Force One has a number of defenses. Some of them are classified, but the ones that we know about include being able to repel an electromagnetic pulse, being able to stop a potential incoming like a missile with things like flares. All of that would need to be added to this.
Yes. And what they're conveniently leaving out is that the two planes under contract from Boeing were originally built for a different customer. The planes already exist, and they require the same exact modifications.
I think it contradicts what the president wants in terms of his whole economic policy, which is to restore manufacturing in the United States and to have Americans buy American.
But Leon Panetta doesn't know what he's talking about because A, we're not buying the plane, and B, the plane was manufactured at Boeing's factory in Everett, Washington. Great job, genius.
I think there's a lot of concerns about when you
It was a Boeing plane in the fucking first place. Let's not forget that.
buy a plane from a country like Qatar. You have to worry about just exactly how many listening devices are part of that plane. What other intelligence are they trying to gather?
If, in fact, the U.S. were to accept, and that would be the Air Force, the Department of Defense, who would accept this aircraft, it would require, experts told us, upwards of 2 years of work. And what that would involve is literally taking the aircraft apart. People explaining to us that literally searching bolts.
Listening devices in the bolts of the plane's fuselage. Got it.
Literally searching bolts, bolt by bolt, to make sure that there are no listening devices, no kind of surveillance, sophisticated, tiny surveillance equipment that could be embedded somewhere in that aircraft that would.
That's a legitimate concern. It's not entirely wrong. I get that. It has to be a secure space. And they were like I've been saying, they're gonna gut the thing and replace the interior anyway. It's designed to be a passenger liner, so whatever. It's some fucking oil mogul's private jet, I guess, maybe, but they're still gonna gut it. It was gonna happen regardless. It's gonna have to be gutted, and then all of the countermeasures are going to have to be installed as well. All of the radar detection features that are normally reserved for like fighter aircraft are going to be on board this aircraft. You have to understand, like in an emergency situation, the place we put the president is either deep underground inside of a bunker, or if that's not viable, they put him on the plane. And they send him somewhere that they don't tell anybody where he's fucking going. So the plane has to be secure. This is very true. That's a very big concern. But rebuilding this thing was always going to be part of that calculation. Always be part of the calculus. The walk run estimates it saves the American taxpayer $1 billion. I'd put it at the base value of the plane, because nothing on the interior of that aircraft is going to survive. It's all going to be scrapped. Every ounce of it. So, doesn't matter if it was a passenger liner or a private plane, with a hot tub, jacuzzi, gym in the back, none of that's going to survive. It's going to be specially built from the ground up. It's going to go back to a Boeing manufacturing facility. The people who built it in the first place are going to take it apart and rebuild it. And it's going to cost a lot of money, but it's a thing we can do, and it saves us the initial manufacturing cost. That's worth something.
Compromise the highly secure, classified discussions that the President of the United States needs to be able to have on an Air Force One.
So even if Qatar was stupid enough to place listening devices, the people making the plane Air Force One ready are going to make sure that there are no such devices. Wait, what's the issue exactly?
Well, wouldn't matter if it was from Qatar. If it was from Great Britain, you'd have to go through the same security precautions. Now, Trump can waive all of them, but it would be a huge mistake.
The snare
So
fire.
John Bolton completely talking out of his ass.
You're completely talking out of your ass. One who walks through fire. He says, "Yo, is this the best comedy stream on Kick?" Yes.
Is claiming that President Trump, a man who has survived 2 assassination attempts, might just say, "Why does a plane need so many fancy schmancy security measures? Everything's computer. Get rid of it."
Everything's computer.
And it is also very risky because they can say all they want that they'll harden this plane against many defenses. What's to say a bad actor sent by Iranians, for example, wouldn't do something to mess with this aircraft? I personally, if I was President Trump, I would not feel safe.
Oh my God, the fear mongering. I wonder what the Democrats and the media's response would have been had they known last year that the Biden administration was looking to purchase the same exact plane.
Here's what's interesting to me. What the media isn't telling you, and what no one's
There's
talking
the
to you
crux
about,
of it right
is this
there.
same 747 has been in negotiations for a year. The Biden administration is the one that started these conversations. It didn't start underneath the Trump administration. Why? Because we need a backup for Air Force One.
And I suspect that if Biden would have been offered the plane for free, Democrats would have been celebrating. See how much money Biden is saving us? He's respected. America's back. Anyway, that's it for now. Follow me on X at Don't Walk Run. And as always, thank you so much for tuning in. And I hope to see you next time, if there is next time.
Who fucking knows, brother, man? Who fucking knows? The Hassan appreciation content. I tell you what, I did have a little spat at Lactoid on Twitter today. I appreciate Lactoid for some things, okay? He's a reasonable person, which is more than I can say for most Democrats. And he goes into lefty spaces and tries to tell them what the truth is. But it goes in one ear and out the other. And this is where my problem with Lactoid comes in. Is he's very, even keel, very calm, very soft-spoken about it. Not real strong about supporting Trump. She's pretty anti-Trump, honestly. Kind of one of those never-Trumper fucking conservatives, which is, it's okay. That's not an immediate fucking nits from me. But what is when you say shit like Hassan shouldn't have been banned from Twitch. Freedom of speech matters. That's what he said. That's what he fucking said on fucking Twitter. If anyone deserved to be fucking banned from Twitch, it was Hassan. Okay? Like, that's what fucking irks me the most about it. Is one of the clear designations and the TOS of Twitch is do not support or promote terrorism. And they use that fucking excuse to nix, I don't know how many fucking righties. I don't even know how many. Like, nearly all of them. There used to be a pretty healthy community of conservative people on Twitch. Because gaming is traditionally a conservative fucking space. I mean, let's look at, the women who went to fucking the UN and started talking about women in video games. And then suddenly, we have Call of Duties with female bosses running, ground sorties into German towns in fucking World War II. So, Gamergate was a whole fucking journey, my man. But what it revealed to me and made very apparent to me is that most gamers are actually pretty conservative. But at the end of the day, you have these these activists who stand up and say, no, 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 we can't have that. That's not okay. Normal's not okay. And so they flip the fucking script on people, and Twitch is firstly adhered to gaming, secondly adhered to communism. Oh man, I shouldn't say that. I'm trying to get back on Twitch. I am, because of the handful of righties that still remain there. Some of them are friends of mine, and I would like to hang out with them again. I cannot do that right now, because guess what else violates terms of service? Is if you feature someone who's banned on your stream. That's a violation of terms of service. Know why I'm so exceptionally fucking aware of what that is? It's because there are so many little fucking gotchas where they will use that as an opportunity to eliminate someone that is disagreeable or not cohesive to the overall narrative that they're trying to fucking spread. It's very editorialized. Talked about that a little bit on the fucking Discord call earlier tonight. Never mind that. What am I saying? We walk on eggshells as conservatives on fucking Twitch. I'll tell you that. That's what I'm getting at. Anyway, leftists don't. Leftists are very open about their ideals and their feelings and, you know, their emotional fucking tendencies on Twitch. So, Hassan is a great example of that. Very much an emotional appeal kind of guy. And some of the things that he's advocated for are particularly fucking alarming. Okay? And one of the guys who's been really great about pointing that out is fucking Asmongold. You know, I used to follow two people on Twitch that the only reason I followed is because they were so big and I wanted to know what they were getting away with and what they were doing. Asmongold was one, and that freaking red-haired lady, Amaranth, was the other. I also happen to have A names. Go figure. Maybe I should make a new channel that starts with an A. I don't know. That has been gold. Has been doing all kinds of crazy cool stuff. Stuff that I thought was not his cup of tea, and it turns out
you can say that
I was fucking wrong.
You 10 toes down support the Houthis. That doesn't get you banned. But if you criticize a manifesto, that does. I'm sorry, make it make sense. Okay, so do you see what I'm saying here? So Hassan got banned for, this is what he said. He says, I covered the motives of the Israeli embassy staff shooter. Twitch TOS dictates a suspension for even critical examination of the manifesto. I believe this is a bad policy for news and press freedom. I'll take the suspension, but I hope Twitch changes this policy in the future. So this is his entire email right here, and this is what it explicitly said. So I'll just go ahead and just to make it easier for you guys to see it, we can go ahead and just pull it up, and I'll make it.
What the fuck does that even mean? Improper handling of terrorist propaganda. I hate the way they do this shit too. I really do. I really do. They're so extremely vague about it. Essentially say, you violated this rule. They don't say where, when, why, or how, but Big Bad Hog Leg Giver on Kick. Hey, how you doing? HTTP is 80, actually. No, okay, so 1 through Walk Through Fire is talking about an error code before 18. I don't even know what that one is. I know like 403 and 404, fucking a few of them, but what's 18. I'm a teapot. That's he said that. Okay. I was wondering what I'm a teapot meant. That's a joke. That's pretty funny. I didn't even know that was in there. Oh my goodness sake! What Lactoid? Lactoid's just he's just a milquetoast fucking fence sitter, man. He said Hassan shouldn't have been banned. Let's take a look at that. I guess I should take a look. That's what I call him, as a fence sitter. Oh, I called him a milquetoast conservative. Is what I called him. I don't know. I spurged out a little bit on Twitter right before I went live. That might not have helped. I should probably post the fact that I'm live right now. Maybe some people would come and talk. But this one. Trump at Daytona, fucking A. Unprecedented to have the beast on the pavement at Daytona. No one has ever done that. I thought that was fucking amazing. But okay. And I spurg out at Ayanna Pressley because she's just an easy target. This is me fighting my dog quite often. Yeah. Where is the thing? Yeah, okay, here it is. So Lactoid said Hassan should not have been banned. Free speech matters. So this is the problem right here with milquetoast conservatives. They come after us with outrage and disregard, ban all MAGA from all platforms. But folk like this will sit on the sideline and say, well, that shouldn't happen to them, though. Fuck that. Fuck Hassan. Could have happened to a worse person. It's about time the pendulum starts swinging the other way. I don't think Twitch is in the wrong. Promoting terrorism is against us. And you bet your ass if I was out here spitting for the IRA, they would have banned me. They banned me for less already. If anything, Twitch failed to act quickly enough. Hassan has been getting away with this shit for years. Also, this was a fantastic display by Army Special Forces at the Indy 500. It kind of overshadowed the flyover from the Air National Guard because that's a lot more impressive. There's two fucking UH-53 Blackhawks 60 feet off the deck following the fucking field as they come around for the parade lap. Corvette leading a bunch of American-made fucking open-wheel race cars. Cool shit. Cool fucking shit. America, fuck yeah. All right, sorry. But yeah, that's what I said to Hassan. I learned it from some HTTP stuff. Yeah, it's kind of important to know what the common error codes are, like 404, 403, 406. I think most of them are like 40 something though. So that explains why 418 is a, Easter egg. But whatever. All right.
Bigger so you guys can see it. So improper handling of terrorist propaganda. So sharing content related to terrorist or violent extremist groups. Examples of violative conduct include, but they're not limited to, showing a violent extremist manifesto on stream while denouncing it. So that means that you can get suspended even if you say something is a bad thing just by showing it. Just by the nature of showing it, you can get suspended by doing this, right?
Okay. So $10 as to why they came to that conclusion on that particular issue. What do you guys think? I'll tell you what, let's do the Jeopardy theme for a little bit. Surely that's not copyright claim. Oh wait, it probably is. But what if we do an AI Jeopardy theme? Okay, how about this one? All right, there you go. That's good. Okay, so if you guessed it's because of the Nashville Shooters Manifesto that explained that they wanted to go in and kill a bunch of Christians for being anti-trans in the first place, you guessed exactly fucking correct. Ding, 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 ding. That's exactly the reason right there. You realize how long they fought to try to hide that manifesto from becoming public? And then when Crowder finally fucking releases it, you know, they fucking ban him again on YouTube. It's... The shit's fucking unreal, y'all. And they're standing in the courthouse fucking protesting any kind of, you know, outcry or issue about it. And they're holding up 7 fingers. There were 6 victims. They're holding up 7 fingers, indicating that the shooter was somehow some kind of victim in the process. And it's like... What type of reasoning does it take for you to come to that conclusion? These people are fucking evil, I swear. Oh, wait, no, that's the wrong one.
He didn't even denounce it, right? Well, like what I'm saying is that even if you do denounce it, you would still get suspended. I'm going to be honest. I think that's stupid. I do. I think you should be able to look at stuff and say that it's bad. Because, again, obviously, you know, this is not necessarily what he would do. But I try to be fair. I know it sounds crazy, but I try to be fair with this kind of stuff. And it was weird that he denounced January 6th, but he promoted Hamas as the only organization that's helping Palestine. I don't know if he said that or not. I didn't see him saying that. But anyway, and I hope not, because it's certainly not true. But either way, let's go back. Hassan denied it for 1 minute, defended it for 5 minutes. Right. And this is the thing, is that whenever Hassan says that he critically analyzed this manifesto, I don't believe him. And the reason why I don't believe him is because he interviewed a Houthi terrorist and he said it was a Yemeni teenager. He said he wasn't a Houthi. He said it was journalism. And then he's like, we love you. And he's doing a hand heart. And he's like, you would do what Luffy is doing. And we support you, right? And so whenever somebody has a history of lying, I'm going to assume that the next time they say something, they're also lying, right? And so anyway, call him Tim Houthi. Well, I don't know if they call them that or not, but regardless, you're misunderstanding it. Bad take. It's not about denouncing it, but him showing it. You're not. That's not what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying before typing out whatever your argument is against.
Yeah, this is such an emotionally charged fucking issue. People react with their fucking heartstrings more than they do with their fucking minds. Okay, so I guess I do too, a little bit. What happened to Twitch's fucking policy against promoting terrorism? Are the Houthis terrorists? Isn't having a Houthi terrorist on your stream promoting Houthi terrorism? And like agreeing with everything he says? And then like promoting all their messaging? And then saying that, you know, Palestinians, Houthis, you know, ending, you know, Western people's lives is somehow a justified thing? Isn't that promoting terrorism? Somehow I thought that was a thing.
Something that I'm not saying. Listen to what I'm saying. I am not saying that he didn't denounce it, but what I am saying is that I don't believe that he denounced it, based off of the fact that he lied about the Houthi thing. He did. And I remember whenever that happened, I defended him. Everybody remembers, like historically, I defended Hassan interviewing the Houthi person because I thought that he was interviewing them in a journalistic way. I later on watched the entire tape. I found out that was not true, and I reversed my stance on it because of that reality. So when I see Hassan, who previously had said that he was just simply interviewing a Yemeni teenager, and he totally misrepresented the situation, and now I see it happening again, and he's saying, oh, well, I was just talking about the motives of the Israeli embassy staff shooter. Guys, I don't believe that. I don't. I'm not going to just believe that right off the bat. Am I crazy for thinking this? I'm not going to immediately believe this is what's happening. Yeah, how many points on the graph? Yeah, exactly. And so, like, no. And I'm not saying that he's lying either, but I'm not going to assume that he's telling the truth. This is like a conspiracy thing, right? But Hassan, if he takes days off, it's often on Sundays. So he basically So let me get this straight. So he gets a suspension on his day that he was going to take off. And and now he's going to come back. This gets a lot more people talking about him. It promotes him a lot more. And this is like, they banned him on Sunday, right? Exactly. Like, again, I'm not a conspiracy Andy, but if I was, I would be very upset right now. And so anyway, it's a ban for optics. Well, what I'm saying is that it actually creates the worse optics. Because when everybody starts discussing the fact that he got unbanned, and then all of these clips start circulating around again of him saying X, Y, or Z thing, this is just another point where Twitch, like in my opinion, I think Twitch either should have suspended him for longer, or they should have not suspended him at all.
Yeah. What the hell is a one-day ban? Except for a slap on the wrist. 3 years of promoting terrorism. Like I said, if I was out there spitting for the IRA, they definitely would have banned me. They would have banned me in a heartbeat, and it would have lasted indefinitely. And they wouldn't have thought twice about it. I think the reality boils down to money, but it also boils down to, it's not just the money. It's also the messaging. It's also the fact that Hasan is on the side of, you know, I wouldn't say Jeff Bezos. I would say the people who run Twitch, though. I would. Yeah. Well, I asked for that reinstatement. I guess I'm not going to get it. So, whatever. One
or the other. Because a 24-hour suspension, all that's going to do is because, like, and this is the other issue, too, is that a 24-hour suspension, he's gotten like 5 of these, right? And Twitch has a kind of like a punishment pyramid, right? Where it's like you do, you know, it's a warning, a day, 3 days, 7 days.
Hold on, go back a second.
Right, and Twitch has a kind of like a punishment pyramid, right? Where it's like you do, you know, it's a warning, a day, 3 days, 7 days, 2 weeks, a month, and then perma, right? That's generally the way it works. And so when you see a person that it doesn't follow that paradigm, well, this becomes a problem now,
right? How many?
That a 24-hour suspension, he's gotten like 5 of these.
He's gotten like 5 of these. You know how many I got? 1. I got a warning, I got 1 of those, and then I got permabanned. And all of that happened within about a week. Maybe 2. How the fuck does that even work? Yeah, at least Wobbly got like a warning and then a 1 day and then a 30-day, and then he was permabanned. And then he appealed, and now he's back. The guy, the way that they enforce this shit is just so haphazard. It's no wonder they don't discern in any meaningful way what it is that you did wrong. It's no wonder, because the application of the rules is apparently terribly fucking subjective.
Right? And Twitch has a kind of like a punishment pyramid, right? Where it's like you do, you know, it's a warning, a day, 3 days, 7 days, 2 weeks, a month, and then perma, right? That's generally the way it works. And so when you see a person that it doesn't follow that paradigm, well, this becomes a problem now, right? And so it's an escalation. And so when you have the same thing happen to one person, it looks obviously biased. So again, it's his 6th ban after breaking a TOS so many times. It should have been a month or a perma. I mean, honestly, if he gets a 24-hour suspension, in my opinion, I think a 24-hour suspension will make this entire situation look a lot worse. And the reason why is because they will show that this is a person who was, you know, like, there are so many points on the graph for him promoting supporting terrorism. Just straight up, flat out, plain English. There are too many examples of this happening. And
it's all over his fucking, it's all over his content. What am I saying is, I thought it was a permanent ban. People say he got banned. I thought that's what they meant. Of course, these fucking communists will say that if you time them out for fucking 5 seconds, they got banned. So, I should have known. There's no way Twitch is going to give up that fucking cash cow. I should have fucking known.
The one thing that he does end up getting banned for is reading the manifesto of somebody else. Come on. I don't know why Twitch would do this. I think it was stupid for Twitch to ban him, especially if it was for a day, because now Twitch is basically confirming, hey, by the way, he is actually doing terrorist propaganda and he's discussing it. Like, what people are going to see and what the media is going to see is Hasan banned and improper handling of terrorist propaganda. That's what people are going to see. And that's what the headlines are going to be.
What does that even mean?
You know what? Let's actually look it up right now.
What's a proper way to handle terrorist propaganda? You know what I mean? What does that even fucking mean?
Hasan banned.
It's such corporate gobbledygook. I fucking
typing.
hate it.
And let's see here, after sick comment, and this is, again, lefty influencer Hasan Piker kicked off Twitch after sick comments. Hasan banned after violating terrorist content policy. And so, and this is the thing, right? Is so now you have all of these articles that are being written that Hasan violated the terrorist content policy. Now, are these articles going to explain and contextualize what that policy is? Sure, maybe they will, but it won't matter.
No,
because
probably
at that
not.
point, everybody will have already seen that he got banned for violating a terrorist policy. And after all of the other things that he's done that has been promotional of terrorists, I don't see how anybody can disagree with that. But how does that happen? VTubers get banned for the first time offense for 1 to 2 weeks if they show hips. Hasan's on a 6 ban and he doesn't even get 3 days. Really, no? Well, that's because he's getting, in my opinion,
What does a VTuber showing hips mean? Okay, you know what? That's enough. That's enough of the Spurgy fucking Twitch shit. God, I don't feel bad. I probably should have listened to Jocko Willenick from earlier in the stream and used my eyes more than my mouth. So for that, I'll apologize to fucking Lactoid. Fucking horseshit. What fucking horseshit? Let's see what these are. Yeah. All right. It's brave. It's a baby and a dog.
About, but I
talking about pooping in the house. I don't know. You know what? I'll find it later. We'll make it up to him. But it's I cannot believe this shit, man. You know what doesn't help Twitch is you keep changing the policy every fucking 30 minutes. But of course you do it in order to favor it. I didn't even know. Like, I didn't even... I didn't even want to. I just want to hang out with my buds. That's it. So, I've been making some new friends over here on YouTube. So, I reckon that works. It just doesn't make sense. They're not even trying to make it make sense. They don't want to make it make sense. If they wanted it to make sense, they would have told me exactly what it was that I did that was wrong. But they don't. They don't care. I'm sure they have it somewhere. Because whoever's reviewing my fucking repeal is going to look in some file and see exactly where the violation occurred. It's not like they don't fucking have that shit. It's whether or not I'm able to fucking pick it out and guess it. You know, it's like a communist fucking struggle session. Do you know why you were wrong? Tell us why you were wrong. No, that's not right. Try again, you piece of shit. Why am I even trying?
I love playing this
And
song, so.
really don't know. Really don't know. Yeah, fire. I reckon I am. Fire asks, am I ending? Hello, Kevin. How are you?